Mic check, mic check. Looking good. Let me get rid of this. All right, look, guys. I can't just sit here. I was going to do a little bit more pre-market prep before we started this off, but I see a few of you in here, so I'm just going to get it started right now, baby. I'm Dave. This is LoFiTrader, where we do some of the best stock commentary, stock analysis, and live trading right here, right now, baby. So if you joined us for pre-market prep, then you're doing yourself a favor. You're also doing me a favor by hitting that like and that subscribe button. If you want me to stop spamming your message board, make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you come see me before I come see you. All right, baby. Brian, I know you're in here, brother, and it is going to be a beautiful day. Thank you for throwing me up on the nerve center, making sure that I am on the big screen, baby. So I'll do my best to entertain you. You do your best to throw some stocks in the comment section if you see anything that looks suitable for analysis. It's 7:47, guys. We started early, but we do have to end early today, so that's just part of it. This gray hair is only getting grayer because of my Tesla trade yesterday. It's because I didn't take it. That's my biggest issue. I mean, I did take it. I bought it when it came back down, but when it started to come back up, I got out of it because I didn't want to take too big of a loss, and plus the Qs were looking weak. So I lost a measly lunch over that trade. But here's the cool thing. I learned a lot from it. And it's something that we'll definitely be going over today because I would have been up around $230 if I would have seen and played out the picture. Okay, so we'll go over that a little later today. But right now, I'm looking over Trade Desk. And that's why I wanted to pop this open because I kind of do all of this before I even go on air. So I know what the hell I'm talking about, right? So what I want to do is I want to go over it and give you my thought process when I'm looking at these trades, because my most powerful trades that I've taken at least this month is the earnings continuation plays, okay? It's kind of like the Chris Quilamagi episodic pivots that you can read about, that I've posted about, and it's just a different take, right? So anything that I've learned isn't anything new. It's nothing that I've created. I'm not some magician. What I do is I like to find these giants and I like to ride on their shoulders, okay? And then I make it my own so that way I can create the confidence and the conviction I need in order to create awesome stop rules and great risk reward, okay? So I'm looking at TTD, the Trade Desk. Okay, so if you don't know what the Trade Desk is, the Trade Desk engages in the provisions and technology platforms for advertising buyers. It operates through the United States and international geographic segments. The firm's products include audio advertising, mobile, native, data management platforms. You get the idea. These guys are well-driven in technology and using their technology to help drive money for other companies through ads. So what I did is I brought these guys up. I don't really, I do, but I don't look at the technical patterns on this. I'm just using this as a profile to understand their financials a little better. So when I look at this, right away I see they are earners, right? And if we go through like the Can Slim method, which is the William O'Neill's How to Make Money in Stocks method, he goes through Can Slim, which I'm really going to be testing myself to try and remember all of the acronym. Maybe I should write it up on the board, but C is for current quarterly earnings. So if we look at the current quarterly earnings, it looks like they're doing well, but they're not doubling. Okay, so they're doing well, but they're not doubling. You want to see huge significant growth if we're looking for something that's just mind-blowing, okay? If we look at the annual is looking good, okay? So if we look at 21, and each year, they're growing. You can tell by this graph chart. It's very simple. I'll blow it up for you here. So here's their quarterly. Okay, it's a little sketch. It doesn't look like they're really producing anything crazy this year. Annually, on an annual basis, they are making quite a bit of money. Okay, it looks like they're achieving their goals, right? Their profit margin looks like it's heading down here, but they still have a nice profit margin. Now, like I said, I don't go crazy over these. I just try to make sure that they're not some type of biopharmaceutical company where they're just literally completely diluting their companies, because we don't want to be in that, right? So that way, when I see this earnings gap up like this, when I see that they had an estimate of, if it'll pop up for me, they had an estimate earnings of 17 cents, and they beat that by 38 cents. Well, they didn't beat it by, their estimate was 17 cents, their actual was 38. Okay, so they beat by a wide margin, and that's a big thing, right? So if I look at this daily and I look to see where they're trading at $56. Right here is 56 bucks, okay? Right here, guys. So that's telling me that they have gapped up from here all the way up to here, and now they might find some resistance at this high. So that's something I want to keep an eye on, because if they can break through this resistance, which is a higher than average amount of volume at this 56.66, which is great, because I talk about this all the time. When you find these pockets of volume and these pockets of liquidity, when the price jumps up to these areas, a lot of times they get smacked right back down. Okay, when they get smacked down, you want to see them hold for a continuation higher. So we know the thing is gapped up, and it's gapped up into resistance. So the question here is, the trade desk, or TTD, going to be able to have enough liquidity, enough buyers behind this earnings surprise to carry it higher? So this is the inflection point. We're going to see if this thing will pivot higher or pivot lower. So I appreciate every one of you that are here right now. We started a little early this morning, maybe because I was sipping too much coffee, maybe because there's too much going on. But guys, I'm telling you, it's just like last night was mind-blowing, right? Last night was mind-blowing, and I'll tell you why. Because we were actually going over this ticker right here, and I even have it marked where I wanted to get in, okay? Get ready for this. If you guys haven't heard the news about CRDO, let me show you a little something, because it is crazy. CRDO we were looking at because it was a more recent IPO. Okay, they IPO'd back here on 223, is it? 122. So the beginning of last year. They look like they're doing really well. Look at this. And then I even said, like, see this squat right here on the 10-day, and then it bounced right off of it, and it looked really, really good. And I wanted to buy this breakout right here. And I said, okay, well, it got away from me. Look what happened, guys. Look at this. Look at this crap. Okay? Now, this is a real company. When I say real company, I mean it's not one of those crap, pump and dump stocks that they don't have any proof of concept. This CREDO, or CRDO Technology Group, they actually had some pretty big bids in there. The issue, from what I'm hearing, is their pretty big bids, their one main big bid pulled back on them. They backed out on them, okay? And of course, they backed out on perfect time to completely annihilate this stock. So they backed out, and then all your institutional ownership, all that crap, they all backed out, it looks like, at once, right? And now this stock is actually trading all the way down here at its lows. That is crazy. Now, I know a lot of investors that invest like me, and you're going to find these these are called black swans, okay? And usually, at least when I think of a black swan, I think of a stock that just jumps, skyrocket, it just goes high, it goes right to the moon, right? Hey, not getting naked. This isn't OnlyFans, guys. Sorry. I wore yellow. This is the first time yellow hopefully yellow's good luck, right? Maybe we can bring ourselves out of this what looks like to be a bull trap. Maybe we can carry on Wayward Son. But anyway, CRDO took a huge dookie, and it's not pretty, man. It's not pretty. But at the same time, this is what happens. This is why if you're new at trading, you don't take all your money and put it into one basket. You put it in a basket that is spread out between a ton of different things. So if you wanted to be in, let's say let's say you wanted to be in NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA's over here on the right-hand side. It's looking good and everything. But let's say, and NVIDIA is a very big, very well-known company. But let's say we get into NVIDIA and this thing could just tank. Let's say on earnings, 222, they come out with a horrible report and they just tank. Well, here's the thing. We could have just got in SMH, which will look over the broader term of this sector. And if you get an SMH, which does move a little slower, but it is a lot safer, guys. So instead of just dumping all your money into one stock, you can find these ETF baskets, and you can get in these ETF baskets, and it's a heck of a lot safer. So that way, if one stock like CRDO just completely tanks, you have a basket of all these other stocks to help keep you up, keep you balanced, okay? So that's just one thing. But yeah, I'm looking at PGY, I don't even know how to say it, Pagaya Technologies. It looks like it's tanking back down. It's still up over that 10%, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. And I'm not so sure if I'm going to trade this because this is in the AI sector. I did a little digging. This is a stock in Israel, I believe, if I remember correct. And it's based around AI and using AI to do advertising. Okay. So we got PGY, we got TTD, which I really like TTD because I've heard of this name. I've heard of Trade Desk. I like where Trade Desk is trading. We just got to see if this thing can pan out like it did. Like it's smacking into 56, and now we're starting to see it pan out. Of course, this is the pre-market. They still have an earnings conference call, which can always change things up. So yeah. We're not starting for another 3 minutes, though. Not starting for another 3 minutes, guys. We're sticking to it. If you're new with us, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We will be starting in 3 minutes. Even though we always end up starting early. Just get way too excited, guys. Too excited, too pumped, too ready for this crap. I love it. Passionate. Love it. You guys see Airbnb? Airbnb did a nice gap up last night, and it gapped up 12.2%, and it's holding at 8%. Okay, so it's not a huge gap up, it's not a huge beat, but we are trading at 131.07. So, okay. Well, let me say this though. If we're trading at 131.07, that means we have gapped up over all of this crap. 131.07. This stock has gapped up over all of this consolidation. Okay? So that tells me a couple of things, guys. That tells me at morning open, we probably will see a little bit of a sell-off, but we should see sustaining buying power. Okay? So if this gapped up to 131, now it's trading at 130.98, right where I'm at. I think it'll test these tops back here on the daily. So if we look back here, right here, I think it's going to test these tops. And if it tests these tops, we're going to see if it can hold out and see if we can break a range and keep on moving on. All right. So let's take a look at our indices. I really want to go ahead and pull this here. We'll put TTD here, and I don't even know if I want to look at PGY, but I put it with our AI stocks like BBAI, GFAI, PGY, and AI. So we'll just look at AI because we know that's the leader in this AI excitement that everybody's talking about. And AI is looking good. It's starting to pan out. It's holding some of those big gains that it had before it really started to ramp up here. It's holding out. We're going to see if this 21 can catch up and see if we can actually look for a better buy. Yeah, the CRDO is just crazy. I couldn't wait to talk about it. But yeah, we got a lot going on. So, guys, it is 8 o'clock. Good morning. If you're here, you're doing yourself a favor. This is Pre-Market Prep with Dave. This is LoFiTrader. If you love this content, if I bring you any value of this to your life, if you appreciate me as much as I appreciate you, hit that subscribe button. It is free, and it does feel euphoric when you press it. After you press it, you will feel enlightened. You will feel gifted. You will feel great. If you don't feel that, wait about 30 minutes, but don't press it a second time. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Power Factor Solutions coming through. Daniel, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. Glad you're here. You made it right at 8 o'clock. I know you're a busy man. I know you can't stay in chat the whole time. But, brother, we got a lot going on in the stock market. To me, it's looking like a bull trap. Now, I don't want the bull trap because we all want to see our 401ks, our Roth IRAs making money, okay? Making money. Now, I drew this downtrend line. Now, it's getting tight on that psychological 410 area I was talking about and this downtrend line that I was also talking about. So this should make things nice and tight. Nice and tight. Okay, if we can get it nice and tight, that's how we like it, right? Nice and tight. If we can get it nice and tight right here, then we're going to see a nice spit up or spit down. We're either going to spit up like a baby or we're going to spit down, okay? I don't have an analogy for that one. But we're going to either spit up like a baby or we're going to shoot right on down, okay? And it's looking like it's panning out, okay? So I really like this. I'm going to keep a good eye on this. And I'm hoping, respectfully hoping, for everyone's sake, that this right here, this area, this is what I'm alluding to as a bull trap. It pushes up through, it catches the eyes of everybody, especially after the CPI. It was very, very hot yesterday. If you were here, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But it spit up, it caught itself, and now it's pulling back down. All right, so this could be a bull trap, or this could just be digesting information. Well, we accumulate more longs, and we'll see if we can carry on higher. What I do like to see is all this volume right here, guys. It's the heaviest set of volume here. It looks like it's, really getting bought up really, really well. And look at TTD. I think TTD is going to be my main watch, guys, because this is shaping up very, very well at this inflection point. So we're really going to have to keep an eye on it. Really want to, I want that to be my main trade. So we can go over a few of my trades from yesterday. G-Sun did break that area, but like I told you guys, as long as it holds out on this 10-day moving average, because I took such low share size, I have the capabilities of doing that, okay? So I wanted to hold on to it for at least 1 day. That was my main goal, 1 day of holding. It is being held. It does look happy. It does look, I don't know if I would consider this healthy, but for the way we're trading this stock, it does look good enough for who it's for, right? That one was for you, Gary. Now, TTD, man, yeah, I like it, I love it, and I do want some of it. Airbnb doesn't look like it's wanting to hold in this area. Maybe we should slap a 15 on this so we don't get too excited. So that way we can condense some of this information. When we're looking at it on the 1 minute, things can get a little too exciting. You guys see all these grays? Huh? See all these? That's from kids in a good way. So that's for caring for kids and learning the stock market. So I'm hoping to keep you guys from getting some grays so you don't get caught in a nasty trade like CRDO the other day, yesterday. Holy guacamole. That was bad. That was bad. Yeah, guys. Checking my heart rate. We're at 83. You can already tell I'm getting excited. So I have a really fun story to tell you about heart rates a little later, guys. Very, very interesting, very intriguing story. But guys, we have 1 hour and 30 minutes until market open. Market opens at 9:30. So what we do here before market open is we make sure we go through all of the stocks, everything that's here, everything that we've looked at, all of our trades, and we make sure that we are ready for this morning open. All right, so let's just go through these indices and see where the breadth of the market might take us. Oh, I hate looking at Tesla right now, guys. It hurts to look at Tesla. It does, because this was my trade. I even talked every single way I could take this trade, and I still messed it up. And you're going to find that in trading. You're going to find that even though your plan worked out to a T, somehow, some way, it's you against you, okay? Now, I lost a measly $12 on this trade because when I was looking at the market, it looked like it was going to fail. It looked like everything was running in to a resistance area, and I didn't like it, so I got out of the market. Now that has saved my butt before, so I don't necessarily regret my decision, but since I'm being a hindsight Henry right now, I can clearly tell you that was a bad decision, guys. Look at this. I'd be up about 250 bucks right now. Now, would I really though? It's like one of those questions. Would I really though? Because would I have been able to hold out on this? Because I bought in here 31 shares. All right. Now I was down some money here and I held on to it. But when this thing came back up, because I didn't like being down that total of 30, I started slowly getting out those shares. You guys seen I was buying in up here, one share, and then when it came down to my area, I got into about 30, I think I total of 31 shares, and this thing just kind of shook me out. Okay, so I took a $12 loss. I could be up over 200 bucks right now, still holding on to this thing, probably removing half of my shares, guys, because we're at the peak. So I'm respectfully hoping that this thing can come back down. For the overall market, this thing is really helping the Qs, and we'll go over the Qs really quick because the Qs are breaking out of this pennant. We're above a 200-day moving average. We have this downward trend line that it looks like it's starting to weasel its way up through. And if it can hold above that, that looks extremely bullish, especially squatting down on this 10-day moving average. Okay. Now, I think the whole reason why this thing is still trading above is because of Tesla. If we look at the rest of these markets, they're all trading fairly well as well. So you can't really put all the glory on Tesla for holding it up because Netflix is holding up. Let's take a look at Meta. Meta is still holding up even after that pullback that it had. It's still playing on that 10-day moving average, looking very nice. Let's look at the SPY. We already looked at the SPY. Let's look at Apple. So Apple is trading above that 10-day moving average, bouncing on that 10-day, making this nice angle right here. So this thing could really break out. And when I say really break out on Apple, it only moves 2.6%. So when I say break out, I mean breaking away from its downward trend line. Okay, this wedge formation that you're seeing here on the hourly. All right, so it could break out from here, not break out and go parabolic. Okay, that's completely different. Let's take a look at Google. So Google, just like Amazon, they have been getting smacked around for a while now, guys. All right, Google is trading all the way down here at 94.66. This is not a good look for Google. It's really not. It is still trying to hold that higher low, but it's still under the 200-day moving average. So this isn't a stock that I want to get in. I'm still holding out. So Google, not looking good. Amazon, not looking good. So those are our two main equities that are not pretty. They are not looking pretty whatsoever. I don't like them at all. Just because they're under their 200-day moving average. It's not a pretty picture for Amazon. That's not a pretty picture for anything trading under the 200-day. Now Nvidia looks like it's trading well above its 200-day. It's looking very, very good. But again, guys, that's why we come back to the Qs and we say, why are the Qs looking stronger than the SPY? Well, it is tech heavy. The Qs are tech heavy. There is not nearly as many stocks in the Qs, and because it's tech heavy, from what I'm seeing, Tesla up 1.85% right now is trading higher and holding, withstanding that area, and I think the Qs are showing that. Okay, as to where the SPY is back under this downward trend line, and that's why I'm calling this could possibly be the bull trap. Now the great thing about this is it's squatting on my favorite trading area, and that's that 410. It's that psychological area, and I think we could possibly break out here. Now we could break down, but I think this is our inflection point. I think we finally made it to the point where we've had enough time to digest all the information that's going on here, okay? Now, whether the institutional owners have digested that information and think that it's good or it's bad, I don't know yet, but we will soon find out. And that might be today, guys. That might be today. We might actually see this thing breaking down or breaking up here. We will only be able to tell as we go, right? We're making history as we go here, guys. And I love it. It's my passion. If you're passionate about the stock market, or if you just want to support me, if you just like that great, high quality stock commentary or analysis, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. That's what I'm here for every single day, 8 until noon, except for this week. I will be leaving at 11 because I need to better myself in the other communities. Other than that, guys, I am here for you, and I'm happy you're here for pre-market prep, simply because it is 8:11. We still have an hour. We have less than an hour. No, we have an hour and 20 minutes before market open, before things get real juicy, real exciting, and real sweaty. I'm just kidding. We don't want to be sweaty traders, guys. Make sure you respect your risk. Know your Rari. Look at that. Look at TTD. Woo-wee. Shoo-wee, brother. Let me tell you guys a little something about this stock. I'm telling you, if this can carry on, wow. This thing just broke through this 56.80 area, and now it's trading at 57.50. Now it has broke all these levels down here, okay? It broke through. It's above its 200-day moving average. It's above any of this heavy level of resistance, and now it's trading at 57.59. So we're trading right just above it, 57.59, just above it, okay? That can act as support, and we might be able to see another higher push from this thing at open. And why I say that is because it just gapped up over all of this. So all of this is now going to be support underneath it, okay? At least that's what I like to assume, okay? The higher this thing goes, the better off we're gonna be. We might see some selling off in the morning open, which who wouldn't? I mean, if you bought in somewhere down here in the 48s and you woke up to a, let me see, we're up to 15.69% gain. You would be dumb not to take a little bit of profit, right? You guys will always hear me say that. If you're up a big amount, you need to take some profit. Always protect your equity. Protect your bank account, so that way we can just bring the trade up to a break even. If say you take out half or a quarter, you could take the rest of that, bring it up to break even. So that way, even if it gapped all the way back down that 15%, you've still made your money, you've still protected your equity, and you're still in the trade, most importantly, okay? So our TTD is going to be our main watch. You guys are going to hear me talking about it a lot today. If you guys want to go back, do a little due diligence, do a little digging into the fundamentals, just do a little research on your own, and if you want to come back, collaborate with me a little bit on that, go for it. I'm going to be looking at everything today for everybody, so if we can get somebody on TTD, I'm down with that too. Let's go, baby. We can work as a team. So let's go over IVAC. IVAC, remember guys, we already took our money from this trade. We bought the breakout on this trade. We held on to it for 3 days. We took half of our money out. We're leaving the other half in till it either A, stops us out at our buy-in area for break even, or if it closes below the 10-day moving average. Now, if you look on the daily, the 10-day moving average has caught up to our buy-in area, which is always good, guys, because anytime this goes higher than where we bought it in, means that we're still printing more money, okay? So, this is a beautiful trade. This is a picture-perfect trade for me right here, guys, and we might see this thing move higher. We might not. This thing might just fail and stop me out for break even, but we've already protected our money. We've already protected our trade, so things are looking golden. Now, back to GSUN, guys. I got into GSUN with a stop out of 2.6. Because I took low share size, I did tell you guys I wanted to stay in this for a minimum of 1 day. So I did stay in the stock because it was still holding these lows and it never closed. Well, this could arguably be saying it closed under its 10-day. But to me, this isn't closing under its 10-day. It's just it's testing its 10-day. So we're going to see today if this thing wants to continue to head up or if this is a stock that we just need to get out of. But it's forming this nice tight area now. It's getting tighter, not tight enough. But we did buy the breakout. We're still in this. We're going to wait and see what happens. Let's see, PGY. So PGY is the AI technology stock that's based out of Israel, and this stock, let's see, this is not where I'm going to find the information. This stock, from what I've read, is oh, that's where I found it. Here, I'll just bring it up in here for you guys so we can go over it one more time. So, PGY is an AI technology stock that's based out of Israel. That's right. Well, I was right. It was Israel. But they have machine learning and AI technologies to evaluate customers. But it says a question mark after it, which is really interesting. Applications in real time. The company was founded by Gal Krubiner. So, yeah, it's just the development of AI. I don't think they really have any huge concept. I thought they were using it to actually use advertising, but it looks like they're just trying to develop it. So that development of AI, is that just the buzzword that's giving this thing some kicks? It's up 18% still right now, and we're going to keep an eye on it, but it's not really my biggest... oh, goodness gracious, look at Roblox. So Roblox just had an earnings, and they beat their earnings. They thought they were going to lose 55 cents, and they only lost 48, and that's making this stock look extremely bullish. Okay, we gapped up. We're trading at 41.41 right now. This just happened, guys. Just happened right here, right in front of you. Glad you're here. Got 10 of you watching. Glad you're here for pre-market prep. It's always good to be in pre-market prep with you, making sure we have all of our lines, all of our ducks in a line. Look at it. It's gapped up over this area. Right in this inflection point. This could be a really good trade for RBLX. We're going to go ahead and put this on our main watch too. RBLX. If it can hold this, I mean, a gap up of 15%, this could be a surprise. And if it is a surprise, we might want to take ourselves a little trade into this. But those are our three gapping up stocks for our earnings continuation plays. Okay, today is PGY, TTD, and RBLX, and then we will keep an eye also on Airbnb, ABNB. That's it. So we'll move this. Oh, it's right there. It's right there with it. Okay, so these three on the bottom here, guys, are our earning gap ups that we'll be keeping an eye on. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Guys, if you're just joining me, I do appreciate. We're doing pre-market prep with a little sip shawana. My camera is right over my laptop, so every time I go to cheers you, I death grip, white knuckle my coffee cup so I don't spill it and ruin this live stream. So cheers to you. No breakfast today. It's not Valentine's Day, so I don't think my wife's going to cook for me. But it's A-okay. I got my coffee, and I got my friends. B. Stewie says GRPN, question marks. Let's take a look at GRPN. So, GRPN, Groupon. I remember Groupon. So, first thing when I see Groupon is it's trading below its 200-day moving average. Okay? When I see something like this trading below its 200-day moving average, I tend to look away almost immediately. So, in my wheelhouse, I'm not seeing anything here. Now, in somebody else's wheelhouse, they could arguably say that this is a beat-down stock and that it's trading down at its lows. Its very lows look like around $6, and it's trading at $7.50 right now. So, some people might look at this stock and say, hey, this is a beat-down stock, and it's got potential room to move up. Personally, I don't see anything with Groupon. I don't use Groupon, and it's not too much of a buzzword anymore. I do believe Groupon was extremely popular back in the day. They were trading at a heck of a lot higher price. Let me just pull up, just while we're on it, I'll pull up the financials on Groupon, GRPN. All right, and if we pull up the financials on Groupon, we can see that it's, let me blow this up for you, B. So if we look at the annual, we can see that we have this downtrend line, meaning Groupon is slowly losing value. They're losing money each year, and actually in 2020, they went in debt. They had a negative net income. Now, if we look at their quarterly, it's even worse. So if we compare their Q3 from their last Q3 to see how exactly they were doing, because you don't want to use Q4 and Q3 because different times call for different measures, different money. So if we look at these, I'm looking at the Q3, and then we're looking at this Q3, and you can see the profit margin went way down, they're earning less, and it looks like their net income is in the negative. So if we were looking at any kind of trade on Groupon, it wouldn't be a long, I can tell you that, okay? But thank you for bringing that up. And any other stocks, I don't care if you guys, what you guys think of it. I will go through it and I will try and look at both sides of this, guys. We're looking for pros, we're looking for cons, okay? I have GNS pulled up here because it is a small cap that is holding out. The reason why I like keeping an eye on GNS is because it is a huge gapper, okay? In just the past week or so, let's see, in 2 weeks, this thing gapped up over 1,000%, okay? And now it's actually holding and trading over 1,000% still. Okay, so I don't know what the heck's going on with GNS, guys, but if you're looking for a very, very volatile stock, something to get your money in, I got to put all the warning signs up there, all the bells and whistles. You need to be very, very, very careful with the stock because it can move 40.6%. Its average daily range is 40.6%, guys. That's mind-boggling, and that's why we're going to continue to watch GNS. We're going to make sure we bring it down here with the rest of our main watchers, our big soups, because I'm telling you, GNS, this has the potential. If you can catch this, whether on the upside or the downside, these are small account advantage tickers, okay? If you have a small account, if you're only using a couple thousand up to 25K, those are small accounts that you can use to just really create a tremendous amount of value. Now, I don't want to get too excited and get you too amped up about GNS because it could go the opposite way. If you're going to long the stock, it could gap down that same 40%. So if you put $100 in there and you're going to lose that $40 like that and it's going to make you feel like crap, then only risk what you're willing to lose. But GNS is still showing a little bit of proof of that concept, that it could trade higher. So we're going to keep this on our watch list. We're going to see if it can't keep trading sideways, building higher lows, and creating a formidable buying area. It is following this 10-day moving average, and it is getting tight, and I do like it. I do like it. So I might even move this down to here, so that way it can jolt us back. Yeah, I had it years ago with the boys at work. Yeah, it looked like it was doing really, really good during the pandemic. Just like pretty much everything was in 2020. You could buy almost any stock and it could go down and you could hold it and you could almost guarantee you're going to make some money off of it. And that's because there was so much money getting funneled into the stock market because Mr. Papa Powell was putting so much stinking money. Everybody had money. Nobody knew what to do with it because we're all sitting on our butts. So it all got thrown into the market, and Groupon, I believe, was one of those. I don't know if it was necessarily considered a meme stock, but it was definitely a high trader. But it has been trading down, shoot, guys, forever. Since it IPO'd, Groupon has been trading lower. So since it's IPO'd, it IPO'd at 620, and it has never, ever came back up above that. And from what it looks like, it's traded below its 200-day moving average more than it has been traded above it. So I wouldn't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole, but it could have been a very value. It could have been a value back in the day. ARRY. So this is under the CANSLA method. This is really showing proof. I really like this. You got this big cup here, okay, and then you have this handle. So I tried this. I tried this here. I tried to play the cup and handle, the William O'Neill style, but the market, we were still in a bear market. The cup and handles do not work when we are in a bear market, okay? So now we have this another cup, which looked to be a handle, and I wanted to get in, but we still weren't looking tight enough, okay? So I drew this trend line, and it looks like it's holding this trend line pretty well, and I almost just want to buy a couple just so I'm forced to keep an eye on it, because I don't want this thing to take off without me. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to buy a few shares on this trend line. I'm just going to buy 5 shares, guys, because I don't want to get too excited about this stock, but I do want to know that I am in this stock. I do like this stock. We'll put it up here, actually. Let's put it up here, ARRY. Okay, I do like this stock. I do like the concept that it's actually holding. I do believe in solar. I have a buddy, Jim. He is in solar, and he's got some solar projects set up for the future. And as long as the Biden administration is in currently, I think that they're going to keep funneling into clean energy products. And you know, I don't have any opinion on any of that, whether it's politics or where they spend their money. But what I do know is if certain politics are in, those certain politicians like to spend their money at certain places, and Biden has made it very clear that he wants to make clean energy a thing. So they have proposed projects that they're going to funnel money into these places, and as long as they pan out, this could do well. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to buy 5 shares of it right here, just so we can keep an eye on it, just so we can average into this, okay? And I will join the bid. This is spready. We're looking at like, let's see, 70, it's like a 50-something cent spread, okay? So I put my bid in here, and look where my bid comes in. So if I just bought right now, I'd buy here, but it wouldn't be worth anything. The people are buying down here. So I got in with the bid, and if this thing can come down and touch and get me in for those 5 shares, I'm good to go, okay? If not, so be it, all right? If you guys are just joining us, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I give the best commentary that we can find on the market. I give you a stock trading analysis, and I put it all on the line here for you every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 till 12, baby. If you like live trading, if you like to learn about the market, and if you are here for pre-market prep, I already know I want you a part of this group, because you are here before the market open, doing your due diligence, making sure you have all the right tickers in line. Now, if you don't see a ticker on my list that I am watching, that you are watching, pop that up in the comment section. Let me know what you're watching. I will do my take, my analysis. I am not biased in either way, unless we're talking about the SPY and the overall market. I want to see it go up. But if you put a ticker in the chat, I will go over whatever it is. I will do my best to look at both sides of that trade and then regurgitate that to you, and we will see what we can do. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate each and every one of you being here. I noticed on my analytics that I'm getting a lot. I would say 50% of the people that watch this stream are continuing their support, and they're showing up still every single day. A lot of it's friends, a lot of it's family. Guys, I just want to give a specific shout out to you guys. If you've been here more than once and you guys are continuing to show up, continuing to support me, it means the world to me. It really does. I absolutely love it. I thank you. I appreciate you guys. Back to stocks. Let's go back to stocks, baby. So let's just take a look at everything that's going on in our high valued indices. So Tesla, Uncle Tesla, you son of a gun. It's the one that got away. It's the one that got away from me. But it's okay. We've made some money on Tesla. We've lost far less money on Tesla. And now we're just going to watch Tesla do Tesla things. Uncle Tesla, why, oh why did you leave without me? Tesla drove away without me, guys. We're going to wait for another opportunity to pop back in here. Maybe it'll bunk its head on this 200-day moving average, come back down to retest that 10-day moving average, and then I can buy back in. Hardy Cook, good morning. Glad to see you here. Let's do some pre-market prep, baby, to make sure that we are ready for the market open. Now, we are going to go through the indices. We're going to go through all the biggest stocks that we can in the heavy weighted equities, okay? Indices, sorry. So, Netflix is still trading higher, still respecting this average, this 30-day moving average, okay? It looks like it's breaking through all this, but look like it's popping down. It's smoothing out here. We're going to see what it can do. It's looking good. Oh, good morning, Ginger Hopper. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you're here for pre-market prep. Glad you could be with us. And you know what? This one's for you, mama. Mama! Yeah! Mama! Love you, mama. Guys, if you didn't know, Ginger Hopper is my mother, and I am happy she's here. Yes, I am a 34-year-old man who still appreciates every single day when his mother shows up to his streams. And guys, if you don't appreciate that, well, then you ain't got a good enough mother. Okay, I shouldn't say that. But I do appreciate you being here, Ma. I really, really do. And if you have like-minded mothers out there, why don't you go ahead and send her my page? Let her know it would be great to subscribe, because I am all for mothers. We are for mothers here at LoFiTraders. Let's take a look at the Qs, guys. So the Qs looks like it's either setting up a bull trap or it's going to trade sideways and head a lot higher, okay? This is either a bull trap or a rubber band, okay? Personally, I don't know. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and see what happens here. But it is breaking this downward trend line, okay? It does look like it wants to trade higher, and if we look at what's trading higher, Tesla looks like it's holding the Qs up, okay? Tesla's holding the Qs up, and it's looking good. Meta's trading sideways, still looking nice. The Russell, good old Mr. Russ. Russ is still trading above its 200-day moving average, respecting that 21-day moving average as well. Okay, we want to see this thing to either trade sideways or continue higher. It's got a very nice pullback. It's a constructive pullback. Okay, it's not crazy wonky or anything. We're getting these nice pullbacks, some pushes up, some pullbacks, some pushes up. So it's trying to find a happy price. That way it can continue higher. Let's take a look at Microsoft, old softy. Good old softy. So Microsoft here is looking very, very healthy. And why I say that is because it's above its 200-day moving average and it's a little extended on its 10-day, meaning we're still seeing sustainable buying power up at these highs. Now we're going to want to see a pullback, a healthy pullback, consolidation for it to continue higher. Okay, and this is another good reason why the Qs are still trading high. But there's a few reasons why Q and the SPYs aren't just taking off here. So let's look at our other main indices like Amazon. Amazon, unfortunately, Amazon is still trading below that $100 and 100-day moving average. If you guys remember, it gapped up on earnings, smacked its head on that 200-day moving average like it has been all of last year and now this year. And then it came down, it broke that psychological $100 area that we talked about here. After it broke through that, it caught a bid on its 30-day moving average and now is retesting that $100, okay? I would love to see Amazon break through that $100 and head higher, okay? I would love to see it. If it doesn't happen, oh well, it looks like the market is going to continue to trade sideways. We shall see. Let's take a look at, have we looked at Apple yet? Let's take a look at Apple. Apple's just trading sideways in this bullish pennant. I think Apple has an awesome opportunity here. It already paid its dividends. If you guys know, usually after dividends, people start throwing their money around. At least that's what I've noticed on a few things. If dividends comes out, they wait for dividends to pay and then they take their money. So it looks like it sold off just before dividends though here. And then they got paid. So whoever's selling off before dividends, you lost a little money. Probably not no whales though. So we're going to see if it respects this $152 level that I drew out. It looks like it has been respecting it other than this dividend day, other than this pocket carrying higher. So we'll see what Apple can do. And I know we've been asking about SMH multiple times in the stream, so we're going to constantly go over SMH, the equity in here. Okay, but before we go over that, I just want to bring up on this side here TTD, because this is my main watch for today at market open. Also, Roblox is looking amazing. All right, we're going to take some trades for you this morning, guys. We definitely have enough going on with the earnings earnings gappers, okay, my earnings continuation plays that I like to talk about. We definitely have enough going on where I will be taking some trades today, guys. It looks like things are shaping up. Unless at market open, everything just completely gets befuddled and we don't know what's going on, which, I mean, that's what we're here at pre-market prep, so we do know what's going on, which, by the way, we have less than an hour till market open, guys, so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here for this pre-market prep. That way we can all be well prepared for the day to come. So Airbnb, beautiful gap up here, guys. It's looking really, really good. It gapped up last night, right after market closing. It gapped up on earnings, had a great earnings call, which we might start doing a few of those, guys. If anybody's interested in earnings calls or anything like that, just message me. Let me know what you want me to cover. I'll be happy to do those. I haven't done any earnings coverages or anything like that just because I like pre-market prep. I like going ham at market open. It's always nice to be well prepared. So TTD had a beautiful gap up on earnings. We are up over 14% on its gap up. As you guys know, anything over 10% is what I'm going to be looking at, okay? If it's up over 10%, I'm going to look for a range in the beginning of the market. So we'll just use this as an example. Let me put this on the 5-minute for you, okay? And let's just say we opened up. This is our 5-minute range, okay? Here's our 5-minute candle. This is our range. Here's the top at 48.25 and the bottom of the range at 47.71. If I were to take this play, let's just say this was the earnings gap in pre-market, okay? I would make this my range. This would be my buy-in area at 48.25 after it broke through on this candle. My sellout order, my stop order that we always want to know first and foremost, what is our stop area? 47.61, okay? That being said, we know our risk parameters and now we can buy and hold. So if this was the trade, we were going to say 48.25 and 47.70, okay? So I would give it, I'd say $1, you know? And then we're going to risk $1 here, and we're going to take as many shares as we want. So if you want to risk $5, $5. You want to risk $20, take 20 shares, okay? It's real simple. I'm doing it on the fly. I would do it on a calculator, but I'm just trying to speed through this so you guys have a better understanding of why I take these, okay? I can go further in depth on my earning continuations play on a video sometime in the future. But if you guys have been here with me from the beginning of the streams, I go over these every single day. I go over these trades, and if you're paying attention, you can take these trades too, but only if you're doing your due diligence. It's your trade, and it's your conviction that is making this happen. If you guys want to print money, then print money, but you need to do it with your confidence, not mine. Okay, I'm just here to teach and to try and extrapolate some money and to entertain you in the morning and get you ready to take your own trades. So Airbnb still trying to hold that area. We pointed out to you guys that it is gapped up and over this consolidated area, over the 200-day moving average, and it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking like it's something that we would want to trade. So we're going to see at that 5-minute in the first open if we're going to have a formidable trade on these three stocks, because Roblox is looking good, TTD is looking good, Airbnb is looking good. I mean, guys, this is a great morning to be here with me. Now, if you're just starting out, if you have not been here before and you're just visiting the site the first time, I give you the best stock commentary out there, guys. I talk for over 4 hours straight some days. 4 hours straight. The only time I take a break is to take a sip Shawana. If you can appreciate my stock commentary, if you can appreciate me being in your background, in your ear, on your eyes to give you the pre-market prep, the best stock commentary that you could possibly get, and live trading right here in front of you guys, live trading, I put it all on the line. I put it all on the line, and I give you my stock analysis. Okay? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Throw it at me. Tell me why I was wrong. Hey, you were wrong here. Your analysis was bad for this reason. But I can promise you guys, when I take analysis, I'm looking at the bull and the bear side, so that way you guys can get a better understanding of which side you want to take. Okay? So, if you appreciate any of that, if I'm bringing you any value to your life whatsoever, hit that subscribe button, baby, so we can keep on keeping on, baby. Let's go. So Roblox, as I talk, maybe I shouldn't because this thing keeps heading higher as I talk. Roblox is trading up at $42.30 as to where last night it closed at 35.67. Holy guacamole, if you have Roblox, you are buying dinner tonight, okay? Dinner's on you. Dinner is on you tonight. TTD, look at this beautiful bull pennant. It almost makes me want to get a little in here at pre-market. It really does, but that is not my trade, guys. My trade is the range break at morning open, and I'm going to be disciplined, not just for you, but for me too. Let's take a look. Let's just go over some of our old stocks. We're going to try and get through all these, guys. Every time that I try to go through these, I get to talking about one of the stocks. So what we're going to try and do is actually get through this list, okay? I go through this list almost every single day, either with or without you, simply because I like to look at chart patterns. If you constantly are looking at the chart patterns, you'll get a better idea of how the market moves. So if you're here with me, I suggest you keep your eyes on what I'm looking at, because if you train your eyes like I train my eyes, you'll have a better understanding of what you want to see, okay? So AEHR. It's looking like it's bouncing off its 30-day moving average. Oh, Stu Klott. Good morning, Stu. I had a meeting with Stu last night, and boy, was it entertaining. It was awesome to see how other traders are trading, okay? We're only on the first ticker, and I'm already befuddling, right? I'm already messing this up, guys, but I got to give a shout-out to my man, Stu. He's a great mentor of mine. He has helped me along this journey from almost day one. We've been doing this for many, many years now, guys, and Stu has been right by my side. If you're ever having a hard time in trading, it's always good to pair up with somebody who is willing to go over your trades at least once a month, where you can take all your trades, consolidate them, talk about your best, your worst, and what you're going to change for the future. That's what Stu and I do, and that's what I suggest all of you doing if you are going to take this market seriously. Okay? And I know if you're here for pre-market prep, you do take this seriously, and we appreciate you being here. So AEHR bouncing off the 30-day moving average, looking good, looking constructive, but after this huge sell-off, we're going to have to see some sustaining buying. We're going to have to see some tighter patterns here before I want to take a look at this. NAOV, I only have this on because it's a low float, high flyer. We got this on here for Granny Randy because you know she's a whale in this market. She likes to buy big and sell bigger. So NAOV, we're waiting for the moving averages to catch right back up. TNK is still sustaining buying power. We're going to try and wait for this thing to make a bullish pennant on a 10, 21, or 30-day moving average so we can find a trade. PDD looks like it is respecting that 30-day moving average, but it is chop, chop, chop. It is way too choppy, guys. Not for me. DHT. Goodness gracious, DHT. If you guys remember, I talked about DHT because of the earnings gap. This earnings gap was an amazing move, you guys, and I have missed so many stinking earnings gappers. I have missed so many, and usually it's because I'm only looking at the pre-market open, okay? Pre-market open, it wouldn't have caught my attention at 3, but right at open, this thing gapped up at 13%. That should have caught my eye. After it caught my eye here, I could have found a trade after it broke this the next morning. It would have stopped me out. So we aren't going to say that I would have been able to be in this. I'm not going to lie or front you like, oh, I would have been in this stock. No, this actually would have been one of those stocks that would have stopped me out, okay? This is a beautiful earnings gapper, and I wish I was in it, but looking at how I would have traded it, I'm glad I'm not, okay? So this is why we go over all these guys every single day, so that way we can take our strategies, we can figure out exactly what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and how we can extrapolate as much stinking money as we possibly can out of these. XM, guys, I've went over this trade multiple times with you. XM was an earnings gapper. This thing gapped up. We took the hourly break. We got half out. We brought our stop loss up to break even, and as it traded sideways, it broke below this 10-day moving average. I got the rest of my money out. That was a great win for us. Great win. DKNG, we're hoping to see this thing shape up, and I don't want this thing to take off again without me. We had this trade here. It broke out. We averaged back in, but we got out before it broke. We only took a small win on this, guys. This was a new type of trade. I'm considering these a trend trade. And why I consider it new is because we've been in a bull market for so long, and now we're finally seeing the markets turn around. So it's almost looking like, hey, we might be able to get in some stocks that we believe in. And I do believe in DraftKings. If you look around me, if you keep your ears open, every single person around me is gambling with DraftKings. Heck, I even got sucked into it. And I don't watch sports. I didn't even make my own trades, but don't tell them that. But I tell you this, guys, they do have earnings coming up here, okay, on the 17th, which is in 2 days, okay? I'm not going to be buying into this stock until after earnings. We might be talking right away about this on earnings. This might be the gapper that I wish I was still in, right? And if it is, we will find a good risk reward and get ourselves into this, okay? First Solar. So this goes hand in hand with ARRY. Now, I already showed you guys that I am trying to get a bid in ARRY. We're going to bring this down with the rest of our solar looks. So we're going to put FSLR, which is First Solar, and ARRY, which is Array Technologies. We're going to put those right next to each other because they do move hand in hand. And we want to identify which one's the leader, which one's the lagger, and who has more institutional ownership buying that up. Why do we want to know where institutional ownership is? Simply because we want to ride on the shoulders of those giants, okay? My money's not going to move this market. As much as I'd like to make you believe that I'm a millionaire, I'm not going to move this market, okay? The ones who are going to move this market is the institutional ownership, the people that we give our money to make us money, okay? Once they start buying up these stocks, we know that's where we want to be, okay? So, simply put, if we can see institutional ownership buying this up, which we'll go over a little later, then we're going to want to buy. SoFi. SoFi was also in last week, guys. We got out of this for a very small win. We could have taken a lot more out of this. Looking at this, it was hitting its highs from previous day at 813. I probably should have taken out half at that top. I did not. I held onto this for a continuation trend trade after an earnings gap up. Okay? After it broke through this 10-day moving average, I had to get out. There was no doubt about that. MindMed. MindMed is your mushy plays. If you guys are into any type of psychedelics, this is a mind medicine which is doing its best to bring the psychoactive magic mushrooms into play. They're trying to use these and do studies on these to try and find some type of therapeutical form for people. So I don't know if you believe in it or not, whether you agree with it or not. These are just some of the things that are going on in the market. These are some of the stories that are going on in the market, some of the things that we can look at and we can either get behind and say, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. But what I'm doing is looking at a technical pattern. And on this technical pattern, I took this breakout back here. It broke back down below its 10-day and I got out. Now, after it broke back up through this, I decided not to play with this anymore, okay? I don't necessarily believe in it, but from what I'm looking at now, guys, it looks like it's shaping up. It's holding on to this 10-day moving average, and if this can get a little tighter, this volume coming in might support us too, okay? This 10-day moving average, see this volume comes in, and now we're getting this tight range where the volume's breaking down, but we're not seeing a lot of sustainable selling pressure, okay? Mark Minervini calls this, I don't want to mess it up, but he calls this volume contraction, or volume price contraction, I believe. And it's where you get these big pushes and then you see these like liquidity, like tightening ranges like this, okay? And I think it's called VPC, volume price contraction, okay? If you guys, quote me if I'm wrong, guys. It's been a while since I read all of Mark Minervini's stuff, but I'm pretty sure he focuses on this price volume contraction. So we're starting to see a little bit of this here, but I still want to see this squatting down in the 10-day before we want to take a breakout. Now, SPOT was an earnings gapper. You can see back here, and it's continuing higher. It still hasn't broke below its 10-day moving average. So I marked this out for you guys. If we would have took the hourly break or the 5-minute break, I believe 110 we would have gotten in with a risk of 106. Okay, that's $4 of risk, and we are up to 126.10. Okay, so that would have been a beautiful risk reward. We're talking 16 to 4. So risking 4 to get 16. Wow. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 4. That's 1 to 4 risk reward right there. Okay. Yeah, I had to count. I had to count out loud. Oh well. Okay. Good thing I didn't bust out the calculator. okay? If I got to bust out the calculator, so be it. I'll do what I have to do. I'm not acting like I'm the smartest man on the show, but I am trying to show you guys the best way to keep yourself safe, and that's starting with this risk and then earning that Rari, okay? So that's what we're doing here today. Unfortunately, we did not catch this. We were too busy jibber-jabbering on stream. I missed that one. But today, at market open at 9:30, which is coming at you in 40 minutes, guys, 40 minutes till market open, we are going to make sure that we are well prepared. PGY, I think we're going to take PGY off my list. I just don't believe in everybody coming out and saying AI. Hey, we do AI. Hey, AI this. Hey, AI that. I think we're going to look into our leaders when it comes to AI, and that is literally AI, okay, which is next on this ticker, okay? But we need to try and make it through all of these tickers. We are on DT. Guys, I took DT. We played DT, and here's a great reason why we get out when we're supposed to. DT had an earnings gap up. We got in on the hourly break, a little bit higher share size than we wanted to, but that was okay. Once we woke up and it was gapped up, we took half out right away. Then after a few days, we took out another half, brought our stop loss up to break even. The next day we took out, another quarter. So now we're down to 1/4 of this trade. And when it broke down and broke us out for break even, we made up around $100 on this trade, guys. So real easy. Like this is the kind of trading I really like, where you get in, it gives you that move, and you have that breathing room. Okay, and when you have that breathing room, you don't have to have a sweaty hands. You can take a few bucks off the trade. After 3 days, you can take a few bucks. But because I had so many shares, I started taking off and protecting my equity right away. Okay, so this is a trade that we all learned on last week. Jordan Brockerman, 153 subscribers in a week. That's awesome, bro. Jordan, I just love the fact that you popped in here to say hi. Thank you so much for swinging in here, guys. And yes, we are growing extremely fast. We actually have 16 of you in here watching right now. I bring the best stock commentary that you'll see here live. I talk for almost 4 hours straight. There is never a dull moment in the market, and that's why I can talk for 4 hours straight, guys, because I have a passion for this trading, analysis, and stock commentary. So if I bring you any value to your life, hit that subscribe button. Let's get up to 200. Let's go, baby. And like I said, if we get up to 500, we're going to do a mukbang trading special. I'm going to gourd myself like a fat tub of lard, and I'm going to do it over my keyboard, and we're going to have fun with it. We'll take lots of pictures. We'll do lots of thumbnails in the future for it, but I think it'll be fun. So let's get to that 500 subscriber, guys, so I can eat. I've been starving for a long time budgeting for this, okay, guys? So I'm saving up to do some mukbang trading. Let's do it. It'll be an interesting special. Even if you don't trade, you're going to want to see just mustard and food and all that crap caked up on my face, and maybe you don't. Just go ahead and turn it off, but you want to hear the sounds, right? Maybe it'll be my worst stream. Next up is ELF. So ELF had an earnings gap up, and we were talking about this on stream the other day. It had that gap up, but right away we had sustaining selling pressure. This area was too much of a range for me to want to take after it broke out. But ELF since then has not looked back. Even when the market was having a hard time, ELF said, heck no, we're going to trade a little bit higher. And that's exactly what ELF is doing, and it will not stop. KAL, guys, if you remember, we talked about KAL and the fact that we had on KAL, we had reasonable reason for this thing to fail. Because if we zoom out, we can see that this thing is a continuous gapping crapper. It is something that has already done stock splits before. And if we look, we have sustaining pressure resistance back here, okay? Not a lot, but enough to continue the sell-off on KAL Public Ltd. This thing drove all the way back to the ground, okay? That's why you have to be careful with these small cap, these low float stocks, because they are garbage doo-doo booty, okay? MSGM, we're going to see if it can catch a bid on this 21-day moving average, but it's gave back most of this buying power, or most of this push, and so I'm not interested in it, okay? I'm not interested in this at all, actually. So let's, I'm just going to take this one off so we don't have to keep bringing this up. I don't care for clove. I don't care for root. I know some of you guys are watching those. They're trading under their 200-day moving average, so it's just not, it's definitely not my trade. If anything's trading under the 200-day moving average, I don't have any trust or proof of concept in it. I don't mind going over it. If you think that you're finding something that is trading above its 200-day moving average that is showing proof of concept, like Tesla, okay, Tesla's my exception. But if you find something like that, throw it in the comments, guys. I don't mind going over all of it. Don't be embarrassed. If you're new to this trading stuff, you can ask any stinking question. I invite all the beginners to come here. I'm not trying to act like I'm some super uber like expert, okay? I'm here to regurgitate the information that I've learned. I'm still learning myself. And if you find anybody that acts like they know everything about the stock market, you need to delete that channel and you need to get your bet back over here. I am real. I give you real stock commentary. I'm not giving you any fluff, and I'm not going to tell you to buy or sell. I'm not going to tell you to do stupid crap, guys. I'm going to protect you first. And that's why anytime we take a trade, the first thing we do is what? We set our risk. If you know your risk, then you can figure out your reward from there, okay? And if you know your risk, you can show up the next day to be able to trade. We got 16 of you in here. If I'm bringing you any value, any content that is of value, hit that subscribe button, baby. We want to grow. We're gonna move on. Let's see Ford really quick, guys. So Ford, I know a whale in Ford here. I do. I know a whale in Ford. And, you know, it's trading above this 200-day moving average, and so I would like to see it continue to show proof of concept, okay? It's riding around this 21-day moving average. If you see it respected it back here on the 1st of the year, on the 19th, first of the month on the 19th, and it's also respected it here on the 6th of this month, and now it looks like it's starting to ride this 10-day. Now, I like this stock. I think that Ford is too big to fail, but Ford is also a very slow mover. It's only moving 3.5%, so it's just something I'm watching for the overall breadth of the market. It's not something that I'm necessarily going to take a trade on. Now, Carvana. Good old Carvana. Now, this is trading under its 200-day moving average, but we had this up because it was showing that it was going to ride this 10. It did not, okay? We did take this trade back here because this was a bankruptcy play. This is a lower float bankruptcy. I shouldn't say low float. This was a bankruptcy play where they're trying to push all these guys out. I checked on this area and it had over 30% short interest. If you guys want to learn how to check the short interest on stocks, I'll be happy to show you right here on this. If we bring it up, it's called shortsqueeze.com. Usually, if you put this, the ticker symbol in shortsqueeze.com, you can scroll down here and you can find the short interest. Right here is the short interest decrease to increase. And then, let's see, where is it? Okay, it's not showing the percentage of the float being shorted currently. Okay, sometimes it does that, and I think it's because it's updating. So we will come back and check on that later. But we could use this to let's look at XPON. Let's just bring one up for a good example. We'll be on XPON very soon here. The short percent of the float is 3.31%, meaning if people are short the stock. So if we look at the float too, which will bring up the float just so anybody that's new, right here is float checker. Okay, so let's look up XPON. So now we know on XPON, which we will look up here, it's coming up soon, we have a 3.3 million float, meaning it's an easy mover, okay? It can move very, very easy. It's very, very volatile, okay? So 3.3 million float, very low float. It's 3.3% of that low float is shorted, okay? That's not much. I like to see 30% in order for me to show proof of concept of a squeeze. I seen that proof of concept on Carvana down here, so when it broke this top, I got in risking small share size, and we got out about here in the consolidation area, so that way I didn't hold overnight. Yes, of course, I wish I would have only taken about half of those shares and then held the other half for a bigger move, and that's just part of it. That's part of learning, that's part of gaining, but guess what, guys? I made money on the stock. I'm happy about it, and you should be happy too, because I am relaying this information to you so that way you can do the same gosh darn thing and extrapolate some money in the market. Heck yeah, guys. I'm happy you're here. We got 30 minutes till market open, and if you're here, you're doing yourself an awesome value, okay? If you're here for pre-market prep. You're here before everybody else. You're keeping an eye on the market, and you're knowing what's going on before it actually goes on. I don't know why. Why am I holding my hands like this? I don't know, but 2 for flinching. Let's do CTMX. CTMX is breaking down. It's not respecting any of my moving averages. Goodbye. SECO, let's take a peeky gander at that. SECO, look at this beautiful bounce off the 10-day yesterday, guys. It has a huge move up here on volume. It pulls back, respecting the 200 and the 10-day moving average. That's a double positive right there. So SECO Holdings is looking good, but I will not get in this thing until it shows me a little bit tighter day like this. This would have been a great breakout, guys. I didn't catch it, obviously, because it did it in pre-market well before I was even here, okay? Or was that? Maybe I shouldn't talk out of line there. Not 100% sure, but guys, we aren't in this breakout. This would have been a beautiful breakout. I could draw this breakout line for you where we're going like this, and then this is where we would have gotten in. But see how quick that moved? See how quick that moved on the 5-minute? There's reasons sometimes when we're not in these stocks and we're waiting for better areas to get in. It's because you can't. Sometimes you cannot get into these. Personally, I think the institutional owners, if they're a bigger guy, somebody bigger, they do it at these certain times so they don't have people to fight with. But I could be wrong, guys. I could be wrong on that. CDIO, we're just waiting to see if this catches a bid here, but I don't like it. It's looking crap. Goodbye. ZYME. So ZYME, I was waiting for proof of concept on this. We are giving it one more day to see if this sustainable push would hold out on a 30-day moving average. It did not, so goodbye. Snap, snap. Let's see snap, because we have less than 30 minutes, guys, till market open, so let's get through this list. Snap looks like it's holding out on this 21-day moving average. It's looking okay, but here's the issue. We have a declining 200-day moving average. I'm not going to keep an eye, or I'm not going to be buying into anything like that. We put up NYT, New York Times. We put this up because it had a beautiful earnings gap up. We did not play this earnings gap, but I showed to you guys if we did, it would have stopped us out the 3rd day at our price. We would have been down $30 on this trade. Good thing we missed it. Good thing we didn't take it, huh? But that's why we always know our risk, guys, because this thing could fall a heck of a lot lower. Genie, we're hoping, respectfully hoping, that Genie would actually catch a bid on this 10-day moving average. It did not. It did not. So maybe the 21 is a little bit more formidable area for it to hold. SLQT. Now, SLQT, this thing, we'll just call it a QT because this thing was beautiful. Another one that we missed. Why are we going over a lot of the trades that we missed? Same reason why we go over the trades that we win. Because if we go over the same trades every day, we will have a better understanding of how to play these, how to set our risk rewards, when to take more money, when to take less money, when to add into the trade. So SLQT on an earnings gap up on this 5-minute, actually this would have been taken, I think I took this on the hourly. So here's what we got, guys. I marked this here 125, and if it broke 108, we would be, so about a 20 cent risk. That's where we would be. It never looked back, okay? It never looked back, and then it made this high rising pennant, okay? And it created a buying at 150, a resistance of 150. This thing, right when it blew through that, it went all the way up here to 225. When it broke through that, it pushed up another 63%, guys. And now it's still holding those gains by 32%. So it's still holding over half of its gains after its original push. So overall, this thing pushed from its base, it pushed 174%, guys. That is what I'm talking about. That is exactly what you want to see, guys, for these small account earners. If you have a small account and you're looking to earn big freaking money, just like me, then what you want to do is you want to look at the same plays that I'm looking at for these earnings continuation, guys. This is how we make money. This is how we extrapolate money in the market. This is how we pay the bills. This is how we feed the family. And this is how we get subscribers, because this is freaking entertainment. Does this not entertain you? Hit that subscribe button. Get me up to 200, baby. Let's go. Let's go. JSPR. Now, this was a breakout that we took back here. It broke out, and it just chop around until it broke us out down here, okay? KPRX doesn't look like it's doing much except for selling off. We're going to see if this 10-day moving average has anything to do with the stock wanting to stay higher. XPON, now this is the stock that we just went over. Not a lot of people shorten this stock. And we know it is a 3 million low float stock. So this thing has the ability to move. How much does it have the ability to move, Jordan asks? Well, let me tell you, Jordan. It's simple. It can move its average daily range at 14.9%. Thank you so much for asking. If anybody else has any questions or any tickers that they would like to put in the comment section, please do so. I will jibber jabber about what I want to talk about, but if you want me to talk about something, you better put it in there or I'm never going to let you get a word in. HSCS. Now, I like to talk about HSCS, but this thing is just getting annihilated, right? Well, here's why. If we look back on the daily, this is a gap up bounce short. This thing can move 28.2%. That's why we're watching it. But what happens when it gaps up right into resistance? I'll tell you why, or I'll tell you what happens. This thing gapped up into a ton of resistance, about 30 to 60 million shares of resistance up here. We're talking about bag holders. If you don't know what a bag holder is, I've never been a bag holder. I can honestly say that because when I started, I was always quick to cut, always quick to cut. Bag holders are people who buy in at the top, then it sells off, they lose a ton of money, and then they hold on to it till it comes back up there, okay? There's a ton of bag holders out there, guys. It's usually a bunch of really rich people, okay, that think that they know what they're doing in the stock market just because they have money. And what happens is they buy into these stocks thinking they know what they're doing, and then they hold on to these stocks thinking, oh no, it's going to go back up. And they talk to their buddies about it, and they talk about how good this stock is, and they have this confirmation bias, and their ego gets in the way from actually making money, guys. So all I want to do is make money. That's all I want to do in here, and do stock commentary. Honestly, I just want to make money, make dough. And if you're here too, I'm assuming, other than supporting me, that's what you want to do too. If you want to make money, hit that subscribe button, baby. Oh yeah. So what happened is this thing popped up into here. It smacked into this resistance. I used the VWAP, volume weighted average price area, and then it gets smacked right back down, okay? This thing, when it gets smacked back down, this is where we would take what's called a short sale trade. When you take those short sale trades, guys, you can hold on to them, but you got to be careful because we all know these are the low floats, okay? You got to be careful in these low floats because they can have these big ramps up, these big, volatile influxes, so be careful. Now, we have a very special person in the room today. Granny Ranny is here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know Granny Ranny, she is the low float, high buy-in whale in the market. She does what she can do to knock everybody out. She's the one who's creating those bull traps that you see. She is the multi-millionaire just knocking everybody out of their stocks. Whipsaw action. Grandma, I know you have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's okay. We love it. We're giving you a title. You're the low float whale, and we love it. Nothing but love here, Grandma. This is a cheers for you. I know you're drinking black coffee just like I am, just like I made it for you in those mornings. Here you go. You guys want to hear it? That one's for you, Granny Ranny. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing all your love and support. Every single day she is here, showing up, kicking butt. So, let's keep on Wayward Son. ACLS is continuing its trajectory to the north side. This thing's next destination is the moon. No big deal. If you're not in this stock, I don't suggest getting in it because it is extended from its 10-day moving average. So if I were to look for a proof concept buy, I would buy somewhere here like at this 108 area. Psychological area, also squatting down on its 10-day moving average, but it was before earnings. After earnings, now I'm looking for another squat down on top of that 10-day moving average so we can buy in and we can print some money. BBAI. So now we're going to go through our AI stocks. They aren't as hot this week as they were last week, but as I've told you guys before with these AI stocks, what's going to happen is you're going to get different influxes. AI is really popular, and then it comes back down. Then it gets really popular, and you're going to see this. I talked about this in the last hot sector, which was monkeypox, okay? It came in, it came back down. It came in, it went higher, it came back down. Granny Randy says, yeah, sure, you betcha, don't you know? So, yeah, that's off Bobby's World. If you guys were, I'm showing my age here, but I grew up watching Bobby's World. If you know what Bobby's World is, give me a thumbs up in the comments. Seriously, if you know what Bobby's World is, you're close to my age, and even if you're younger and you know what Bobby's World, give me a thumbs up. I want to see if you guys know who Bobby's World is. And we should start doing polls in here, guys, especially with 15 people in here. I gotta really figure out how to do polls without completely trashing the stream. But yeah, I think the last time I tried to do a poll, I completely ruined the stream. So I don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to do that right now, especially with 14 of you guys in here watching. So I do appreciate it. So guys, make sure that you are live. Make sure that you are caught up, because we only have 20 minutes until market opens. So if you're watching me here, okay, you can go ahead, and if this live button isn't lit up, you just click that live button. It'll take you right up to here. Hello, how you doing? And then you can scroll down here, and there is a like button. Go ahead, hit this like button for me. Let's go ahead and get those likes up. And of course, if you haven't hit subscribe, it's somewhere in this area. And so I would appreciate all the love and support. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button, guys. I'm here every day, 8 till 5, kicking butt, trying to get you ready for the morning analysis. Hey man, making this a morning ritual. Love it. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. I love it. Tony M., I'm so happy you're here. You are doing yourself a favor by showing up every day. If you have a morning ritual just like I do, you can be ready for the stock market right at 9:30 every single day. And I love you being here, Tony. I love your support. Thank you so much for showing up. So let's carry on. BBAI is that proof of, we're looking for more proof of concept when it comes to this AI stock. It is a low float, and it is going to be a beast if it can start taking off again. Again, we're going through AI stocks. So GFAI, this is another AI stock. It's still trading above its 200-day moving average, but it has lost that 10-day moving average. Okay, it lost the 10-day moving average. We're not interested in this thing anymore. Okay, we're gonna wait to see if it can hold the 21-day moving average where it broke out. PGY. Now this is a stock that just gapped up on earnings. It's trading up at 19% still. Okay, it traded up over 40% here. This could be a runner. Now, I don't know yet if this is going to be a leader or a lagger, but I would like to assume, you know what assume spells, but assume that AI is going to be our leader in this sector, okay? Because it is what I consider a real stock that's trading real dividend, real money, not dividends, but real money, and it actually has proof of concept. Since we have a few minutes here, I'll actually read to you what AI is all about, okay? So, let me just bring this up here. I'll give you a quick read. If we look at the statements on this, they're quarterly and annual earnings, they're garbage stocks still. But to me, this looks like the leader in the AI industry. Okay, so it engages in the provisions of enterprise artificial intelligence AI software for digital transformations. It delivers a C3 AI suite for developing, deploying, and operating large-scale AI, predictive analytics, and Internet of All Things applicators, in addition to portfolio of turnkey AI applications. The company was founded by Thomas M. Siebel, Patricia A. House, and Stephen Maurice Ward Jr. on January 8, 2009, and is headquarters in Redwood City, California. Cali, baby, out there with my man Stu Klott. What's going on? So we love to see that. It's not the prettiest. So this thing is running off of news and hype. Remember that, guys. But news and hype is what fuels big moves in the market, okay? Let's carry on. So CRDO, I went over this once this morning, but we're going to go over it again. This is a stock that I wanted in. This had proof of concept. It was riding this 10-day moving average. But guys, look at this. This is what happens if you're not careful, okay? We had a stop loss, but this thing would have blew through my stop loss. Now, there was a lot of very good investors. This isn't a bad stock. Yes, hindsight Henry will tell you it is a bad stock now. But then, when I was talking about buying it, these guys actually looked like a formidable stock. like something we would want to be in. It's a recent IPO and they were doing very well. Now they are trading all the way down here at its base, guys, at 1074. When we went to bed last night, guys, well, some of us, it was trading around $19. If we go from $19 down to 1074, what the heck happened? Well, I can tell you what happened. At least the rumors are telling us what had happened was the biggest buyer pulled out. And if your biggest buyer in your stock pulls out, everybody's going to lose confidence in that stock, okay? You don't want that, trust me. You don't want your investors losing confidence in your stock. All right, so let me just make sure that we are doing what needs to be done, so that way we're doing what needs to be done, right? CRDO, okay, we're moving on. We only got 15 minutes till market open, baby. Let's go. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. LPG had that gap down after that dividend. I've told you guys about this earlier today. When you see dividends coming up, a lot of people like to take that money off the table. They're waiting for that dividend to come in to remove their money from the stock. You'll see it happen all the time, and then sometimes the stock will still show that proof of concept and head higher. So this thing came down, now it's squatting on that 10-day moving average, and it's looking good. Now, if I remember, is LPG that pipeline? Is LPG that pipeline that they were creating? Because it'd be very interesting if this thing keeps heading higher if we stopped actually creating it, right? So let's just take a look. Let's bring up LPG on here. LPG. All right. LPG. Oh, it looks like it actually is showing some earnings, some proof of concept. Let's just take a look at the financials here. We'll go over the annual. So the annual doesn't look like it's really kicking butt. Since 2019, it's been slowly losing that money, but it's looking better this quarter. So this quarter 3 compared to last quarter 3 is looking a lot better, and they're having higher profit margins. So I do like this stock, and I do like where it's squatting right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create alert just above its area here, and if this thing goes off, we might buy a few shares just to see it carry on. This is gas, right? I do believe this is a gas company, and I don't have any shares in any gas companies. So, thoughts on VLON for today? Sure, we can go over VLON really quick. So if you guys remember VLON, we've been over VLON, and it is a small cap stock. Okay, let's bring it all up just to make sure we're staying safe in the market. Okay, guys? So we're going to bring up our short interest and our float. Okay, so here's our float right here. The float, if I remember, is very small. It is 7 million. Okay, it's not micro, but it is very small. This can rip your face off. It also can make your money. It can make your month. It can make your year, depending on how you play this thing. Okay, guys? So then what we're going to look at is we're going to look at that was the float. We're going to look at the short to see if there's any short interest on VLON. So the short percent of the float is only 2.14%. So we know this doesn't have necessarily right now squeeze potential. But I will say this about what I like about VLON. If we look at VLON, guys, VLON has gapped up, pulled back, and has gapped up even higher. So we are looking at a gain of 392%, and it's held those gains by 217%. So it's holding well over half of its gains. Now, what I would love to see about VLON is for this 10, 21, and 30-day moving average to catch up. If those can catch up and show us that it's riding and squatting down on that 10-day moving average, bam, baby, that's my trade. You guys will see me take it here live with you, okay? Maybe not with you. You'll see me take it live in front of you. You can do whatever you want. These aren't buy or sell recommendations. These are just analytics to help you better understand what you want to do so you can find better risk and better reward, okay? We've also talked about this trading so low that NASDAQ probably came in and said, hey, look, guys, you got to get up above $1 or we're going to delist you from the NASDAQ stock. And they said, hold up, we can do that. They went out, found a guy with a ton of money, a market maker, okay, and he is going to paint this stock, and he's going to try and take this higher so that way it can stay listed in the NASDAQ. It is time for a quick sip Shawana. I do like VLON, and I do like that it's holding, and we are going to want to see VLON continue to hold so that way we can get the moving averages to catch up. So VLON is now on my watch list, Tony, and we will be going over that every day as long as it's holding its gains. As long as it's holding at least half of its gains, I will continue to go over this. So, Tony, thank you for bringing up VLAN. That's what I want, guys. I want you guys to continually put tickers that I can look up, bring to my attention, so that way I have a better watch list, not just for you, but for me, because I want to make money too, okay? So awesome job, Tony. Thank you very much. So let's try and get through this because, guys, we only got 10 minutes till market open, and then we're going to only focus on our focus group. Okay, so we're on ASUR. ASUR, I got in yesterday. I brought my stop up, 2 days ago. This will be its third day in it. I brought my stop up to not break even, but my stop loss. We are only on 20 shares. We're taking small share size on the breakout, guys, until we have 100 trades that we can back test. Because this is a new strategy for me. The back testing, the breakout strategy is new to me, guys. So I'm taking these breakout strategies for your entertainment, and so I can backtest to see if I can profit from them or if it's even lining up with my personality. Okay, because there's a lot of psychological things that need to be met when it comes to trading, and one of them is this the way you like to trade? Are you a short trader? Are you a swing trader? Are you a hell yeah? Jake Girth just messaged me, a buddy of mine. He's going to send me an invite to his wedding, and I am so pumped. Jake, if you're with us right now, I am happy to send you my address, and I'm so happy for you. Congratulations on the proposal, brother. That makes me so happy. She has been with you through thick and thin. I don't know how she puts up with your butt, but the fact that she said yes, man, I can't wait to be there to support you, brother. I am so pumped for you. So congratulations on the proposal, and I hope a smooth transition into marriage. G-Sun, guys, if you remember, I got into G-Sun yesterday, and we're just keeping an eye on it to see if it's going to hold this 10-day moving average. If it doesn't, guess what? I'm selling out a little bit of our 40 shares right here. We're going to sell it out at the market if it wants to close below this. All right? So we put our stop in there. If it comes back down to that 2.4 area, it's going to stop us out, and we aren't going to look at that trade again. Actually, we will. We'll look at the next day just to see if what we did was the smartest thing. ICBX looks like it's heading lower. Guys, we're only 8 minutes out. 8 minutes out. I hope you are here and you were well prepared before this market opened, because boy, do I have a doozy for you. We have quite a few stocks that I'm watching and we will get to, so stay tuned, guys. It's going to be an awesome day. I'm going to be making some trades for you today. That's for gosh darn sure, because we have some awesome stocks lined up. EMBC, this was an earnings gap up that doesn't look like it's creating too much of proof of concept. It is still trading above that area. I'm sorry, I was looking at it wrong. This was the gap up here, guys. This would have been the buy-in area. This would have been the stop out, and we would still be up. It gapped way up to 34.15 in the after hours, but it's trading at 32.42 currently, and we're going to see what happens with this stock. This is one that I did miss. OSUR. OSUR is gapping up. Let's take a look by how much it's holding its gap right now. It's up 13%, so this is on our watch list for gappers that we need to watch for today. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to come back and revisit this because it's not my number one. And you look like it was a nice gapper that just gave all of it back right in the morning. Holy guacamole, let's carry on. SMCI, this is just one of those that I will be keeping an eye on because it is doing a nice little cup. If it can break out, maybe give us a little handle here. I would love to see a handle so that way I can kick some butt on it. Guys, we got 6 minutes, 6 minutes. Let me just go over the stocks that I'm watching for today, and then we are going to go over RNAZ. It's up 100% in pre-market. Can it continue, Tony asks. So we will go over that in just a second, but I want to show you guys the stocks that I will be watching today. PGY at morning open, mainly TTD is my main watch, guys. I really like this. It looks really, really good. It is a 5% mover, so it's nothing too crazy, but it is good enough for who it's for. All right, RNAZ, we'll throw that up over here. We'll give that some time to cook. We'll give a RNAZ. Hey, great call out on RNAZ, but we need to keep in mind, guys, just looking at the 1 hour, if we come back here and I mark this right here, this is its highly traded VWAP area that had the most volume traded. So if I zoom back out and we look where this is trading, guys, This is smacking right into that resistance. This is what I call a gap up bounce short, okay? This is a low float and it is a penny stock. It is very speculative. I'm not saying that this stock is going to go down, but from what I have seen in these tickers, this is a gap and crapper. That means it gaps up and then it craps itself, okay? It's like it drank too much coffee and it's running to the toilet. And this is it. It drank a bunch of coffee and now it's running to the toilet, okay? Now, I personally believe, this is my opinion, this is not a buy or sell recommendation, that this does not sustain its price. It's trying to breach that dollar. The market makers are trying to get this up and over that dollar. But look, guys, we have proof back here that there is high selling power. High selling power. Okay. Now, there wasn't enough volatility here or here to remove all this liquidity. Okay. It's running right into that liquidity. Can it sustain? It could. It very well could. But it looks like it's going to break down from here. So we will definitely take a peek. We got 3 minutes, 30 seconds till market open. Guys, thank you for being here with me. It's time to really focus up here. We only got 3 minutes, so I will only be looking at my main stocks. That is going to be TTD. It's going to be RBLX. Okay. We're going to put these on the 1 minute so we can make it a little bit more exciting for everyone. Put this one on the 1 minute. I'll probably end up zooming out so I can take a 5-minute trade on these. But we'll leave those up like that. We'll see if AARY, oh, look at this. AARY does look like it wants to come down, but will it come all the way down here to get me in? We'll see. Let's see. ASUR, yeah, we already got our stop set. We already have our stop set for GSUN. IVAC, we already have our stop set. And let's see what SPY's doing before market open, guys. We gotta put this on the 15 before we do that. Okay, market's back down to that 410 area, okay? We're going to see if it can bounce off that 410, and let's see what the Qs is doing just before we start, guys, because we only have 2 minutes, 20 seconds. It's still looking like that bull trap. It could be a bull trap. This could be a bull long, but we will see. Guys, if you're happy to be here, if I'm bringing you or giving you any kind of value content, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button. I'm here every single day, Monday through Friday, trading for you live, giving you live stock commentary, giving you everything that I possibly can to be a good stock market trader, guys, and to pass on that information to you so you can extract that same money. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Baby, we only got 1 minute, 45 seconds till market open. I hope you're ready. I hope you're as excited as I am because I love this stuff. I love it, love it, love it. TTD, PGY, let's go, baby. TTD, we're going to keep TTD on this side. We're going to make sure we put, we're going to go 5 minutes. We're going to go 5 minutes so we don't get too excited. RBLX. All right. Now, I'll be very honest with you. RBLX, I don't care for. I used to be a gamer myself, and you can consider me, technically, you can consider me a gamer right now because I'm playing the stock market as if it were a video game, but I take it like a business. I treat it like a business, okay? We also don't want to forget about Airbnb. But anyway, when it comes to RBLX, I don't have any trust in RBLX. I really don't. I just don't. I don't think that RBLX is a game that's like going to be around for the rest of our lives, okay? I really don't. But on a technical pattern, it's looking good. It's showing proof of concept. Is it going to make us money? Will it print us some money? I don't know. But I do like the trade desk. I want to see the trade desk start printing some money. It's over its 200-day moving average. It's showing proof of concept in its earnings. It did take the market by surprise. And will we see a continuation? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Hindsight Henry might want to tell us. But me, I'm going to take a bet on this trade if it shows me the right range, the right risk reward, so I can try and earn that Ferrari, right? Gotta get a Ferrari so I can let my kid drive it to prom. You know what I mean? I mean, shoot, no big deal. All right, guys, here we go. We're getting ready to start here. And it is market open, baby. Let's go. It is time. So TTD coming out quick. We sold our shares of ASUR right away. No big deal. Happy to be out of that trade. We don't want to lose any more money than we need to. So TTD looking like it's creating its range already, jumping up to that 58. Goodness gracious, this is looking mighty fine. Maybe we put this on the 1 minute. It is extremely volatile, guys, extremely volatile, but we do have a range of 15 cents here, okay? So we need to figure out what happens here. We need to relax, revert back to the mean, and see what's going to happen. Airbnb taking off here, looking very good. I really like it. Let's see where it's going to sell off. Just like TTD gave a nice push and it's selling off. And that's why we wait for these ranges. We don't just buy right when the market opens, guys. If you're buying right when the market opens, you're going to have to be subjected to a lot of whipsaw action. You don't want a lot of whipsaw action when you're trading, guys. You want to get in and you want to see sustaining buying power. You want to see slow movements, some consolidation, then some pushes, okay? But right away, you don't want to get in this and then be sweating bullets because you don't know what you're doing, okay? So I always like to wait to see what happens. So now we have formed a range on the 1 minute. Our range on Airbnb is 190, 129.84, and our top is 132. So if it breaks this top of 132, we're going to want to get into this thing and at least hold for 1 day. So we know that this thing can move 4.2%. Okay, let's take this and let's go 4.2% down. All right, so it's, oh, and there's our buy-in. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and get our risk reward here at 132 and 129, almost 130. So 132. So we're just gonna get in real small here, guys. We're just gonna take a couple shares, okay? Just so we don't have to sit here and sweat over what's going on, because really TTD is my main watch here. So if we get a few shares of Airbnb, that's a-okay. We're gonna see if it can show us some proof, and then that way we can at least keep on wayward son. I do want to see what Roblox is doing here, though. So Roblox is doing Roblox things, okay? It broke out here. Let's take a look at the 5 minutes since we missed our 1 minute opportunity. So it's creating a nice range on this 5 minute, okay? It's still wanting to head higher. Roblox is looking very, very good. TTD here is still inside of this range. It's low of 57.06 and its high of 58.82. Okay, we'll put this on the 5 minute. See if we can't break this range. All right, let's go back to TTD. TTD here, awesome range. Really like the range. Did it get us in? No, it did not. Roblox, did it get us in? PGY is making its range, but like I said, guys, I don't care for that at all. Where is my stinking buy order? Look at this, Roblox just wanting to push higher. I mean, this is just a beautiful thing, guys. Beautiful thing. You gotta love to see it. All right, so TTD looks like it's creating that range that we want to see. We're looking for that 5 minute. We want it to shape up and do us good. It's Airbnb, AB, NB. Not looking back. Look at this 5 minute, guys. Look at this 5 minute range. This is crazy talk right here. So after these 5 minutes, we're going to go back, and anything that breaks out on these 5 minutes, we're going to take. Okay, because the 1 minute was just way too fast for me. It got away. This would have been our buy-in area on that 1 minute. Okay, we obviously could not get in. It moved way too fast for me. I tried to get my bid in, couldn't get that in. But that's why you have to be on your P's or Q's. So now we're moving to the 5 minute. Will I take the 5 minute break? Will I be able to be here in front of it for the 5 minute break? So we have just a few minutes left on this candle. Looks like Apple is trading higher at AAPL. Look at this. Apple is trading a lot higher now, breaking out of this area. Okay, that is a beautiful thing for Apple to break out of this nice little area. Can it hold at market open? So let's look at the SPY. Let's see where the SPY is at. Let's see if it bounced off this 110 area. And it looks like it is. It is bouncing off that 110 area. That's great. Let's look at the Qs. Okay, the Qs also bouncing, and it looks like it's heading higher. It's trying to sustain this breakaway from this bullish pennant. It's trying to get away from it. It's still squatting on this 10-day, and it's looking very, very good so far for this trade. So TTD, we're on the next 5 minute candle. So if TTD wants to get out of here, our range is going to be 57.04. If it doesn't break any lower, to 58.81. Okay, we want to see this thing get back up here and then alert us when it does. So we need to have an understanding of what our buy-in price is. So 58.81 to 57.07. Let's just bring out the calculator here. 58.81 minus 57.13. 57.13. Now we have $1.68 of risk. We want to take how many shares? So that is completely up to you. How many shares do I want to take to risk this area? When it breaks out here, which it just broke out, we'll join the bid at 5 so we can have more time to think. And I think we're gonna risk, let's just say it's $1.50 each. Let's try and get in. We'll try and get 10 shares of this. We'll try and get 20 shares of this, guys. I really like this stock. We're gonna see if we can't get in our other amount of shares here. It's coming back down. Hopefully get 5 more in. If we get 5 more shares in, things will be looking pretty tasty on this trade. RBLX. Come on, get me in 5 more shares. Let's go. Come on back down here. No. I don't want to see you taking off on that. RBLX looks like it's also breaking out as well on that 5-minute. So what are we going to take here, guys? What are we going to take? Let's take a peeky gander. So it's breaking out right here, 442 with a risk of 41.90. So let's just say 42 to 44. So that's $2 of risk. So what are we willing to take on this? We'll take 5 shares of this, guys. 5 shares. That's all I'm going to take on this for now. Okay, if it looks like it's setting up again in the future, then we'll end up getting some more, and hopefully it can get us in before it carries on Wayward Son. So we finally got our 20 shares total in TTD. So now we know where our buy-in area is. We know where our sellout is. Okay, we bought in here. This is where we're green. Okay, this is where we're red. Now my whole idea is to at least try and hold on to this for a full day. Now, if it looks like it's breaking down and it's not showing proof of concept, we're going to throw that trade away and we're going to get out. But if I can hold on for one day, then we will hopefully see a better price. Okay? I just got in 5 shares, just small shares, guys, small shares for now on this trade. So our active trader is telling us our average buying price is $43.90. We wanted to get in because it did break this out. So $43.90 is our average. So we got in because we seen that it broke out, but we're still playing the trade as if it is what it is. So now here's our base at 41.90 is where our exit, our entry is right here. So now we have our risk, we have our reward, and now we can play things safe. So we are in 2 trades for you now right here. And if you are still here watching me, guys, and you don't mind me putting it all on the line for you, this might look easy, but sometimes the stress can get to you. But I'm doing this all here for you. I'm doing live stock commentary trading. I'm doing live trading and I'm doing live analysis right here in front of you every single day, 8 until 12. Except for this week, it'll only be till 11 because I have school. But other than that, guys, I am here for you. If you like the pre-market setup, if you like any of the value that I'm bringing to you, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And honestly, every time I do my spiel, I lose 2 or 3 watchers. So maybe I should stop doing that. Maybe I should just go ahead and point every single time instead of bringing that spiel up, because we are losing viewers every time I ask you to hit that subscribe button. But the analytics tell me that half of my viewers don't hit that subscribe button. Why? Maybe it's my chin. Maybe I have too big of a chin. Maybe it gets in the way. I don't know, but we'll see. Guys, we are in Roblox and we are in TTD, okay? TTD is above our trading price. We have 20 shares. This is the one that I said that I have the most proof of concept in. I know what TTD is. I like TTD, and technology is trading higher today. RBLX is part of that same sector in a sense, but it is a video game that I don't necessarily believe in. But why did I take the trade? Simply put, I took the trade on a technical basis, technical analysis, okay? It's an earnings gap up, and I'm looking for a continuation play higher, so we will see if that's what we get, guys. We'll see if that's what we get. So let's go ahead and look at PGY. So like I said, PGY, I just don't believe in it because of this gap up. They're talking about AI this, AI that. AI is just a buzzword right now, and it's not looking the best. Let's take a look at VLAN for good old Tony. Tony, it looks like VLAN is doing very well, holding these holding this area, I believe still over 200%. It's still holding up. It's creating a very good proof of concept, and it's wanting to hold this area right here. It's wanting to hold this 75-cent psychological level, and it's wanting to trade higher. Personally, like I said earlier in the pre-market prep, I want this to trade sideways and let a moving average catch up. If this thing were to take off right here, guys, if this thing were to take off, I would expect it to find some resistance and get knocked back down, okay? What I personally would like to see is how each time it comes up, it's creating a new lower high, each time. This one's pre-market, so we're not going to count those. New lower high, a new higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And now, if we can, personally, for a bigger move, we want to see this thing create a new higher low. Meaning, I don't want this thing to go any higher from here. And look, as I talk, it creates a new higher low. I could be wrong. This thing could easily carry on higher. But what I'm looking at in this small cap, this high volatile small cap stock, 7 million float, is it's going to sell off here, come back down, and respect this psychological 75-cent area. If it can do that, guys, then I'm seeing proof of concept, and then it'll give time for this 10-day moving average to catch up, for it to squat down on that 10-day moving average and to go higher. What time does the stock market close? It closes 4 o'clock Eastern New York time, okay? Eastern Standard Central Time. The market is always going to go over Eastern time because that's where New York is. That's where the pit started. That's where everything begun. Well, not New York, actually. Don't quote me. It didn't start New York, but that's where it ended up, okay? So guys, VLAN is looking good. This is what we want to see in a small cap stock. We want to see it build new lower highs and hold a sustaining buying area, so that way we can find when it's going to take off higher. Also, Ginger, one of the things as well is the stock market pre-market opens, I believe it's, 5 or 6? Heck, I don't even know. But it closes at 8. So you can actually do pre-market and aftermarket trading. But the market is open from 9:30 up until 4 p.m. Okay? Let's see what else we got going on. So let's take a look at Roblox. Okay, so our proof of concept here looks like it's working so far. Now, guys, even though I'm up money and I'm winning on this trade, when I take these trades and I see, ooh, I'm green, ooh, things are working, I don't put any emotion behind it. I think, okay, cool, we're up, things are looking good, it's looking healthy, but this thing could just crap the bed, shiitake the bed, okay, all over the bed, and then you're gonna have to clean it up when you wake up in the morning, and it's gonna be gross, okay? I imagine these things because I was born in a bull market, or a bear market, I should say, and I'm used to things just coming down on me. I'm used to things coming down, hitting, breaking me out, stopping me out. I've taken a lot of losses, and that's how I've learned. I've taken so many losses, guys, just like anything, a boxer, okay? You're not going to become the world's greatest boxer until you get knocked down a few times. You got to get knocked down so you can keep getting back up, so you can keep learning how to fight, so that way you can keep making that money, right? Different analogy with a boxer, but that's what we come back to. We want to learn to extrapolate money from this market. The only way to do that is to learn to take losses, not big losses. Set your risk like I did here, okay? My risk is exactly at $42, okay? Because that's a psychological area. So I put it just below $42, okay? So it's $42 psychological area. If it comes down to $42, there is most likely buyers going to be sitting on a exact number like 42, okay? Especially because that was its opening price as well. So if I put my risk just below that and I'm sitting here watching when it's dangling around this area, we know that we can just hang out and wait, right? And let's see what happens before we just immediately get stopped out, because we know it's a psychological area. But we know our risk, we know what happens when we want to get out of that. So we'll come back to these trades. We need to make sure we put them in here. RBLX, okay, and TTD. Now, we're doing great on both these trades. So we'll come back, take a peek again. We're up 20 bucks on TTD so far. Is this the trade? No, absolutely not. We want to see how high this can go. My stop loss on this is at $57, okay? $57. is a great stop loss. It's a psychological level. So I'm going to make sure when it comes down to this $57, what? I'm not selling out at $57. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye at $57, and if it trades below $57 and it looks like it's not sustaining any buying pressure there, that's when I'll get out. So now we're up. Holy goodness. Glad we're here. Glad we're in it. We're already up $30, guys, on this trade. We're up $30. Can this head higher? Absolutely. This is called an earnings continuation play that I'm taking right here in front of you now. I got 15 of you watching, okay? If you like the trade and the content, I put everything on the line. I'm extremely transparent. The only thing I don't show you is my account number, okay? But I show you exactly how many shares I've taken, how much money I'm in, how much money I'm down, and exactly what I want to trade. I'm here pre-market. We started talking about TTD at 8 this morning. Matter of fact, I started at 7:30 with Brian here. B. Stewie was here. He was one of the first people here in this morning, and we started talking about these proof of concepts in these trades. Now, this could come back and it could just completely crap on me while I'm talking, but that's okay. That's why we have our risk. But if you guys want to be a part of this, if you want to learn how to extrapolate some money from the market, or at least just learn how to be safe in the market, hit that subscribe button. Okay, guys, hit that subscribe button. Bring me up to 200. Let's go, baby. Let's go. It looks like Roblox is doing the exact same. Now, we took lower share size on this because I don't like being in multiple stocks at once, because if multiple stocks are going against me at once, psychologically it can mess me up. So, like I said in pre-market, I don't necessarily have a lot of love for Roblox, but TTD, I do. So I put more money in TTD and less money in Roblox. Okay, so that's what we're going for. We're up a lunch. It looks like I'm buying lunch for the wifey today on Roblox. TTD, shoot, I could put a little gas in the tank with TTD as of right now, but we will come back and we'll take a look at these guys because they are looking delicious. VLON still trading up above that area where we want to try and see a new higher low. Ranny Morrell says, I successfully had you up on the big TV in the community room for a short time. Holy crap, Granny Ranny. That is cool as heck. You want my big head up there? You want my big head up there on the big screen? I know I'm in the nerve room here with B, and now I'm on the big screen in the community room. Hey, I'm blowing up, baby, and it feels good. And the only reason why is because of you, because of all the love, because of all the support. Thank you guys so much. Let's keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Roblox still heading higher along with TTD. Let's take a look at our major indices. Let's start with SPY and ETF. It is still trading under that area that I created, guys. What I have created is this downward trend line. This downward trend line is going to be where the market is going to want to push through. If it doesn't and it heads lower, this will end up being the bull trap. Okay? Bull traps are where it breaks out through an area that people are keeping an eye on, and that area is going to break down. So it gets everybody trapped up here. It breaks out and everybody's like, oh, it's breaking out of its main area. Everybody starts buying in, and then it craps the bed. It shiitake mushrooms, okay? And then when it starts to trade lower, everybody's trapped and everybody gets scared. But it looks like it's sustaining that 410 area we talked about every week so far, guys. This 410 area I drew out a long time ago to show you guys that this is an important area. Now, why is it an important area? Because it's bonked its head numerous times trying to come up and break through. Way back here, 9/12/2022, and then in December twice. It came up, it smacked into 410. And what happens after you break through resistance? It becomes support, okay? So we have broke through that resistance right here. We're creating a bullish pennant, and now we're squatting down on that 410 resistance area, trying to break through the top of this downward trend line. So we're gonna see what happens here, and only time will tell. I am not a hindsight Henry today. We are making history in the making, ladies and gentlemen. We will be going back over my trades in just a minute, so hold tight. We need to take a look at the indices. I know you're excited. I'm excited too. Hit that subscribe button, or I'll give you the whole spiel. I'll start it from the top. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it? All right, let's take a look at Netflix. So Netflix looks like it's creating a nice tight range here on this 21-day moving average. It looks like it's doing well with the rest of the market, at least at market open. Mountain Mountain Zombie Dude. That's my boy, Daniel. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. Hey, brother, AVLP is something you may want to keep an eye on. They released a huge game about a week ago. So, if you could tell me what game was that? What game was that? I probably can look it up. AVLP. So, AVLP, first thing when I look at this stock is it's trading under its 200-day moving average. And if you look at the daily, guys, see all these little check marks? See how it's not smooth? Like if we zoom out on SPY, like SPY's an obvious example, but this is how you want to see stocks. You want to see lots of price action. You want to see a lot of different movement. This here, there's gaps in this liquidity. Okay, there's a lot of gaps here. There's a lot of movement. This is a stock that you really could get hurt in, so be really, really careful if you're looking into this. This is a sub-penny stock. This is trading at 0.0002 cents. So if you're looking at a stock like this, make sure you believe in it and you know your risk. Do not, and I mean do not, trade this unless you know your risk. Okay, guys? So, ooh, look at Robot. Hey! We just got a subscriber, guys. Look at that. Thomas Droder showing us their support. Thomas is a great friend of mine. Thomas, thank you for popping in. Thank you so much for hitting that like and that subscribe button. Listen, Thomas has supported me since the day I met him. He has taken pictures of me and my family for free. He just does it out of the kindness of his heart, gives them to me. We got him hanging up, and Thomas is a great trader in the market. He's awesome, and I absolutely love you, Thomas. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. You are awesome, brother. You are awesome. Let's bring up TTD again. Yeah, TTD is the trade we took this morning, guys. We're up a little over $36 on TTD on an earnings continuation, and things are looking juicy. This is what we want to see, and this is why I'm here doing this for you. If you want to see your name pop up just like Thomas's, hit that subscribe button. We got a nice little action that my little brother popped in there for me. So let's see what Hogwarts Legacy. So Hogwarts Legacy, that is probably going to be a great game for that stock ticker. And when we start seeing proof of concept on a technical basis, that is when I'll really want to look into actually buying some of that trade. So thank you so much, Daniel, for putting the AVLP. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. We're going to want to see that thing start trading a little bit more. It's very, very thin. So let's see. Thomas says, very thin. ICE we are walking on after the inflation figures, my friend. Thomas, I completely understand. And that's why here in this YouTube channel for LoFiTrader, we always start with our risk because we know we're trading on thin ice, guys. But we are seeing a lot of proof of concept in a lot of the markets. So when I see proof of concept, just like you're supposed to as a trader, when you see your trade, you take that trade, okay? And that's what we're doing right here in front of you today. We're seeing the trades, we're taking the trades, and we're setting our risk so that way we know for a fact we're only going to lose a very specific amount of money on this trade, okay? So we will see if this market wants to continue to print us some money or if this is just going to give it all back and stop me out. So Thomas, thank you for that information, and you are very, very true, very, very correct. We actually covered the CPI index yesterday, and we found out we are trading year over year 0.5% higher in inflation than last year. Okay, so per last month, we are trading 0.5% higher than last month. Okay, so we know that inflation isn't creeping back down as of last month, it's creeping back up, which is not looking good for the market, but the market doesn't seem to care. It maybe has already priced it in. But again, we're still going to need some time for it to digest this information and tell us whether or not we want to continue higher. And as we say that, the market completely sells off here in one big 5-minute bar, breaking that 410 area. Let's see if it can hold. In some SPY calls and Tesla puts, let's see how they are going to hold. So that's very interesting, Alex C, that you're taking a long on SPY, but you're shorting Tesla. I can tell you right now, your calls on Tesla are doing great, and I totally understand why. We hit the top of Tesla, so it would totally make sense to me why you're deciding to go take a short on Tesla. Congratulations, you are in the money, Alex, and we love to see We love to see people making money in the market. So make sure, if you can, you take some profits on those contracts, guys. If you're in the money, take some money. If you're holding out for the longer, then go ahead and let us know that in the comments. So Alex C also says, hello, hello. Alex, sorry I missed your comment. Hello, hello. If you're new to this channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We are here with like-minded traders every day. We do small caps to large caps to short sales to longs. We do earnings plays. We have tons of different strategies. I've accumulated a massive knowledge over the years, and I absolutely have a passion for this. So if you have a passion too, bam, we're in, baby. We're like-minded traders, and we can do this together. Alex C says, out already on the 20% on contracts. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what we like to see here. Alex right here takes a contract. A contract meaning a put. A put meaning he is short selling. He's expecting the market to go down. He took a short sale on Tesla at the highs because he is playing the double top here on the daily. If you look here, right here's this double top. And correct me if I'm wrong, Alex. It's what I'm seeing. Doing the stock analysis, I know a lot of different traders and how they trade, and that's what I'm seeing. So I'm assuming that's why you decided to take those puts, and that is why you earn 20%, is because you were taking a double top here, expecting a sell-off at market open. So let's go back to VLON. VLON. Holy guacamole, we did not get a lower high on VLON. We pushed up and we're heading towards that dollar. Boom, Nasdaq's happy. Now VLON can stay on the list because they just hit $1. Ladies and gentlemen, holy guacamole. Tony, I hope you have a long in this. I hope you're printing money. And congratulations also, Alex. You knew your risk reward, brother. Yes, sell off at markets. Yes, sir. Sell off right at the markets because we pushed in pre-market on low volatility all the way up here. So that is not accepted price. People, nobody has accepted this money up here. So Alex decided, hey, I see what's going on. I'm here for pre-market prep. I'm getting in some puts, and boom, the sell-off happens and he prints some money. VLON moving higher, guys. We're over $1, 1 point. Now it's selling off, but we will see what happens here on VLON. Heck, I might even turn this on 1 minute to get a little bit better idea of what's going on. Look at this move, guys. Look at this move. It is a beautiful thing. You love to see it, but be careful. We talked about VLON in pre-market with Tony. We know, oh goodness, Tony, 7,500 shares long? Goodness, you better get out a few shares, brother. That is nutso. That is some big money. That's a big move. And I'm pretty sure this morning when you started talking about it, you were up 27% on your money. Brother, take some profits. Unless you have a plan, stick to that plan. Stay disciplined, my man. And things are looking good. Rumors of merger on news, Tony says. That is crazy. Now let's go back and take a look at the trades I am. We like to play earnings continuation plays, and we are still trading above that buy-in area. We are up about 1R right now on this. We only have a measly 20 shares. Why? Because we don't want to get too crazy with these trades, guys, because we also have plenty more in the mix. We also have roadblocks coming back down to that buy-in area. We are making money. We are printing that. We ain't no Powell. We aren't just spitting that money printer everywhere. But we can pick little bits here and there. ARRY looks like it's coming back down to my buy-in area. Hopefully it can come down and get me 5 in. If it doesn't, hey, so be it. No big deal, guys. No big deal. Let's see, G-Sun, we're waiting. Because it broke down and it's heading down here, I don't even want to think about this anymore. Guys, we're going to sell out of this trade. I don't like the way it's looking. It is still squatting above that 10-day, so I take that back, guys. I take that back. It's still squatting above that 10-day. Maybe we hang on to it. We'll just see if this thing wants to stop us out. Wrong again. I'm out. I'm done doing this trade right here. We're going to take these 40 shares out. It's measly. We lost a small, very small $15, guys. Very small $15 on this trade. It is no big deal. Oh, thank goodness. No wonder why. Maybe that's why I wasn't getting in my other trades earlier. TIF, we need to set that for day. That is a new mistake right there. We're selling off of this trade. Now we are out. We can take this off. We can take G-Sun. We can throw it up here. So that way we can keep an eye on this for the future, guys. So G-Sun's out. We are still in ASUR. ASUR tanked. It already got us out this morning. Great. That is why we have our stop losses in measure so we can protect ourselves against this crazy market. Let's go ahead and take a look at TTD, and then we'll go back and look at VLON. Looks like TTD is finding a nice little buy area at this $60. It's looking pretty gosh darn good. Guys, it is 10 o'clock right now. We've only been open for 30 minutes, and look at the craziness in the market. Look at the craziness. Yep, Will, half position. So Tony took some profits. That's what we like to see. Now you are in a no sweat trade, Tony. Oh my goodness, that makes me happy, guys. No sweat trades. You don't have to wipe your hands off on your sweatpants or whatever the heck you're wearing, your skirt, because you have already taken profits in the trade. Then you can move your trade up to break even if that's part of your plan, if that's part of your disciplinary trading. Look at this. And now Alex is already out of his money. He made his money, and now it's looking like it's trying to find some proof of concept down here at this 206 area. We're loving it. You love to see it. You want people to make money. We want to make money. Everybody's making money today. Let's go. Print, 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 baby. TTD did find a bid at that $60 psychological area. It's blasting to the north side, guys. You love to see it. We're making money. We're up about $36, and we've only been in this trade for 30 minutes. 30 minutes? $36? I mean, shoot. That's more than I make at my job. Maybe maybe if they're listening, maybe I should just mum's the word. They're going to want me to come back, and I'm not going to want to go. But anyway, guys, we don't want to sit here and stare at our P&L, and I don't want you guys thinking I'm just sitting here bragging because I'm up a couple of bucks. But it is very, very nice. Now, look at these SPY calls that Alex had. So he took these calls probably for a few good reasons. Maybe because this is looking like a bull trap, and that's why I titled the thumbnail Bull Trap, because this sure is looking, with this CPI index, this huge push and this huge sell-off, and then it pushed back up here in a big sell-off, and it can't get any higher than that. It's looking like a bull trap, guys. And you don't want it to be a bull trap because we all have 401ks, we all have Roth IRAs, and I'm obviously biased to the bull side, but you cannot deny the fact on these technical patterns that when you have these bull pushes and these huge sell-offs, that it could be a bull trap. So you have to be careful. Now, I constantly talk about this 410. Okay, so if we have a downward trend and a high rising pennant, what we're going to want to see is this thing to get tighter and tighter. Personally, I would like to see the SPY trade sideways all the way until it gets really, really tight, squats down one of these days, looking like this basically, over here in this pennant. And then we can see the market take off higher, and then we can prove to ourselves whether that was a bull trap or not. Okay, so congratulations if you took those SPY calls. If you got out of those, congratulations. I don't know when you got in those SPY calls, Alex, but with that smiley face shows me that you're up some money. Now, TTD looks like it's breaking those higher days, and you love to see it, guys, when you take a trade like this and right away you're up 1R, right away you feeling good. But see, my trade, and this is the thing, guys, my trade, I have to hold out for 3 to 5 days. If the market looks healthy, if the market's trading above that 410 area and breaks out of that 412 area now of that bullish pennant, then I'm going to want to get out after 5 days rather than those 3 days, okay? But if the market seems like it wants to sell off and TTD is still trading higher, after 3 days, I'll take about half of my shares, then move my stop up to this break even where I bought in. Okay, the reasons for that are obvious. I want to protect my trade. I want to make money. I don't want to give it all back. So, guys, I haven't done this in probably a good 30 minutes. I'm going to take a sip Shawana. This is my break right here. You'll see me on here for about 4 hours, chit-chatting, talk-a-locking, and popping, dropping, okay? Taking those trades for you every single day. If you like my stock commentary, if you want to see more trades, if you want to be here for pre-market prep to get those alerts, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're trying to get to 200 as quick as possible, and I promise you, if you hit that subscribe, we got a nice little thing that pops up, and I think you'll like it. It's very, very cool. It's a little thing my brother made for me, and I love him. Where the heck are you, Howie? We want you in here. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping on the job? We want you here. We want you now, and we want you back. RBLX, let's take a peeky gander. RBLX came back down to my buy-in area, and it looks like it is sustaining that buy-in area of the psychological $44 and is trying to continue higher. What will happen to the stock? We don't know. but hopefully it goes higher. Yes, it did work. Thomas Droder sent me an invite or a subscription, and it popped up in the corner, and it was great. I hope everybody got to see it, and hopefully it's not just me that gets to see that. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button so we can see it pop up on the feed and we can all get a good little laugh. Anyway, guys, I want to go through this really quick. SPY looks like it's still bouncing off of that 410 area. IWM also bouncing. Looks like it created new highs for the day, but still trading lower than, yeah, speak of the devil. I know, I was just asking about him, and he pops in. Daniel and Hal, I got both my brothers in here. I got my grandma in here. I got my whole family supporting me. You guys have to love it. When you guys start something new and you love and have a passion for it, and you see everybody around you supporting you, you can't ask for much more, guys. So let's go back and take a look at VLON and see how VLON's doing. This thing is coming back, and now it's testing this VWAP area. Still, to me, is trading well above this 10-day moving average. And again, guys, I want to see more proof of concept. I want to see this thing building more lower highs, continually getting tighter and tighter here. So if you've seen in pre-market, I drew a line kind of out like this, okay, and it broke out through there. You could play this as a breakout trade, but personally, I need this 10, 21, and 30-day moving average to catch up to its area and hopefully, respectfully, head higher. So I'm waiting for this thing to calm the heck down. Calm down. Once it calms down and the 10-day moving average catches up to it, we can see better proof of concept. Now let's go back over Airbnb. Airbnb we missed, guys. Airbnb, because I was looking at the other two trades, I have not got in Airbnb. Could I take Airbnb still? Sure, I could take it on the hourly, but it looks like it just passed me on the hourly as well. So I've missed my trade on Airbnb. Hopefully I'm not kicking myself in the butt later for this, because guys, goodness gracious. This is a favorite stock of many, many people's. So, man, goodness. I'm always missing something, guys. I'm always missing something. Got to go, be back after my show. I don't know if you meant to rhyme, but it came off the tongue very, very well. Gotta go, be back after my show. Well, Mom, you enjoy church this morning. I hope everybody has a very blessed day, and I hope they gather a little bit more information from you so they can help better their life. So thank you for showing up, and I hope you have a great day at your show, Mom. Love you. Have a great day. This sip is for you. Cheers. We love you. All right, guys. All right, so look. And this is the thing, guys. This is squatting back down on that hourly, and I could easily take this trade, okay? I can easily take this trade and say, hey, okay, I'm in it now, and this is what we're doing, okay? I could, but that's just not how I do it. I need to get it when it goes, so that way I feel confident in the trade. I don't want to get it while it's pulling back here. I want to get it when it's breaking out of these areas, okay? So my trade was more here rather than it was there, okay? So this would have been my buy-in area, okay? Like you've seen me take already twice today, guys. I've already taken 2 trades on this today, guys. I've already taken 2 trades on this extension, on these earnings extension plays, okay? So this here, we could get back in, but I don't like taking these trades after they've already, it's called chasing. I don't like chasing, guys, okay? You want me to give you your link, my link to this show here? I can do that. That's no big deal. I'll just put it right here in the show for you. Okay? So this is the link to the live show. So that way if you want to send it to all your hot friends, they can come watch me. My analytics actually show, gentlemen, you'll be happy to know, my analytics show that we are starting to gain traction with the ladies. Ladies, let me tell you something. If you like to trade, if you like the stock commentary, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, okay? We love mothers, so if mothers are here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, mothers. We support mothers. We support mothers here on this show. We do. Hot ones, too. So VLON coming back down. We're going to see if it wants to hold this 75-cent area, okay? It's still far from it, but guys, this is its holding point. We want to see this trade sideways for a while. Got it? Awesome. I'll give you a plug. Mom's the plug. Mama! All right, Roblox is breaking down from that buy-in area where we got in earlier. Let's see, TTD is still trading at its highs, still looking good for us, guys. The Airbnb is trading higher. It's gonna hurt me watching Airbnb, but it's a-okay. We're gonna keep on watching it. GNS is still trying to show that proof of concept that it can hold out in these areas up over 200 and something %. We got 18 in here today. So far, looking great, guys. I do appreciate your time. And if you weren't here for pre-market prep, remember, we do open up at 8 o'clock to make sure we are ready for the day. That's how we found Roblox. That's how we found TTD. And that's how we found PGY, which is also in the AI space. In the AI space, it's very hot, it's very popular. Anybody that puts AI seems to be gapping up. But like I said, I don't believe in this Israel stock and this AI stock. It just seems like they threw it in their name to try and make some money. That's why we decided not to even look at the stock during pre-market gap, because I had no proof of concept in this. And look at here, it's trading lower, probably for very good reason, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at some of our other stocks that are important and near and dear to us. So some of these stocks are like ALGM, which looks like it's heading lower. Hopefully it squats down on that 10-day. RVNC, it looks like it's also trying to stay hanging around that 21-day moving average. And let's see what else we got. SMCI, we're looking for a cup and handle on SMCI. This is going to take a few more days to play out, but we shall see. NU looked like it had a nice little gap up. It gave it all back, and it came right back down to its its closing area yesterday at 508, and now it's trading higher at 533. Let's go over our indices really quick. So SPY is trading lower. It looks like it's right on that 410. It looks like it's breaking below that 410 area, which is a-okay with us as long as we can sustain around it. Guys, I am a bull for your 401ks, but if this breaks down from here, guys, and it doesn't create new higher lows, then we are going to be in some trouble. Let's take a look at IWM. It is still holding highs. It's looking relatively strong. Netflix trying to trade sideways here, trying to hold the 21-day moving average. Microsoft trading lower, closing or opened up below its previous day. Or its previous closing price. It's trading below, but it's still above that rising 10-day moving average. We are expecting to see a little bit of consolidation and some pullback here, guys. The whole reason why we're seeing this pullback is just simply because it is healthy. You cannot see a stock go straight up. If you're seeing a stock go straight up, just know you might want to be taking some profits if you're in it, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at Amazon. Amazon still trading below that psychological $100 area, guys. Below that $100 area. I want to see this thing trade below that $100 area, but not trade any lower than the 98. And I want to see it trade sideways for a while, build up some heavy support so that way it can take off higher. Okay, let's go to Meta. Okay, Meta looks like it is still learning that it does not want to go back up to that very, very accepted price of 185. I told you guys earlier, last stream, that if it got up to that 185, that's where I would be looking to short this stock. It never made it back up there. It's looking very weak here, and we don't know what's going to happen to it, but you see all this room for it to move? This is empty space, guys. Empty space right here. So if this thing breaks, this thing can really, really break down, okay? So be careful if you're in Meta, if you're a perma bull in Meta. Meta is looking weak, in my opinion. Now, let's go ahead and look at OSUR. OSUR was a gapping earner, but I didn't find proof of concept in it, and it looks like it is trading lower. It gave all of its money back. Sony. What is Sony, S-O-N-Y? What is Sony's ticker symbol? Is it S-O-N-Y? Yeah, the Sony Group Corporated. So Sony's like an illiquid company, and I'm pretty sure this is a mega stock, a mega cap, but I will say this, okay? It is a very, very slow mover. Daniel, it only moves 1.6% a day, okay? Meaning if you got into the stock, you're not going to see very volatile moves. You're not going to see unless you use very, very high weight. It's trading above its 200-day moving average, and it does look like it's creating some proof of concept. It's found some sustaining buying price, and we're going to see what it can do on this 30-day moving average. But it is above that 200-day moving average. They do make money, and they are looking decent here. They did have a gap down We're going to see if it can hold and head higher. So Sony, it looks all right. Let me bring up TTD just to keep an eye. It looks like TTD is breaking those highs. We are up $56 on this trade so far. Things are looking very good for TTD. If you were here for pre-market prep, guys, TTD is something that I talked extensively about, and I said this was going to be on my main watch list for these reasons exactly. We checked out its financials. We seen how they were doing as fundamentally best we could. Then we looked at it on a technical trading point. We noticed that, hey, look, this gapped up above this area. If it gapped up above this area, we can see some selling pressure, which we did right at open, but we also seen the buyers come in at that $57 area and head higher. So now we are up a nice $57. It looks like we're going to get a full tank of gas out of this trade, and we know that this is just the start of it. This has the opportunity to head higher and higher. This stock trades about 5% on average, but as you know, the whole reason why I am in this stock today is because this morning when I woke up, this thing had a gapper of over 10%. We're looking at 16% on this gap, and because it showed me proof of concept and it gapped up over that 10%, your boy got in on this 5-minute range just stinking beautifully. And if you were watching on stream, I showed you exactly how I do it. Now we're making money. Let's go, baby. That's why I'm here. That's why I love the stock market. And guys, I'm only here for 45 more minutes with you guys, okay? So if you want to see me pop up on your feed every single day so you can see what I do, you want to show that love, want to show that support, you want that stock commentary, you want to see live trades, you want stock analysis, I'm here for you. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go. So let's take a look at RBLX to see if it's treating us as well as TTD, and it is not. We are still up a coffee on Roblox, but hey, sometimes these things take time. This is a big move. This is a big push up over this area, and we are in a nice consolidation patch. So we're gonna find if the bag holders here want to sell off into us or if we want to continue higher, okay? So we will see. Airbnb, okay, it keeps coming back down to tease me, asking me, hey, you want to get back in? Does LoFiTrader want to get into Airbnb? Do ya? Well, guess what? No, I don't. I cannot do it. I cannot get into a trade that I missed. I missed this trade. Yes, if it comes back down, technically I could buy it in and it would still be a part of my trade. But I don't buy the pullbacks on these earning continuations. I buy earning continuation trades on the continuation of the earnings, right? So it would be counterintuitive for me to be buying in on something that is pulling back. Now, if I buy in and it does pull back on me, then I know my risk, I know my reward, so I'm still being disciplined. But you guys, I'm not going to buy in a trade on an earnings continuation because I missed my trade. To me, that is still trying to buy in. Now, am I wrong to not do that? I don't know. Maybe I gotta look back on my back test and see how many trades that I have missed, but I don't have those logged. So I need to start saving all these, which we have as of last week. Any earnings continuations that I have missed, any backlog tests that we have missed. Simply put, guys, we will go over them and learn from them, okay? There's plenty of them on here. We went through all of them already this morning at pre-market. Guys, we are kicking butt today. We are taking names today, and things are looking fabulous. So that was for the rainbow community. We're trying to get our numbers up, and I know there's a lot of you out there, so hit that subscribe button, baby. We're going to be here all day. Just kidding. We're here till 11 today, and any other Monday through Friday we'll be here till 12, but I have things to do outside the market, unfortunately. So let's see how VLAN is doing, and then we will go back through the indices. Just like I was talking about earlier today, VLAN, we're trying to see this thing kind of just get tighter and tighter, okay? And Tony, I don't want you thinking I'm going against you. I want to be in this trade with you, but I need some more time for proof of concept. So Tony, the fact that you got half of your shares out, you've made profits on this trade, I hope you brought your stop loss up to break even so that way we can stay safe in the market together. I hope you're still in this, and I hope you're still with me, brother. So Let's go through these indices really quick because I am seeing red across the board, guys. Now, SPY bouncing back up off that 410. Like we talked about earlier, we want to see this get really tight, trade sideways for a while, and then we can keep on carrying on. Oh my goodness. IWM looks very, very strong here. It's still trading well above the 200-day moving average, bouncing off the 21-day moving average, and looking like it's trying to head higher now. Let's go ahead and take a look at Netflix. We could chill, but first we want a Netflix. Okay, guys, it looks like it is getting very, very tight on that 21-day moving average. It does look like a bullish pennant is forming. Will it hold and sustain its price and head higher? We will find out really soon as some hindsight Henrys. Microsoft looks like it's doing very well. It looks like it's trying to sustain well above that 10-day moving average still. It's still finding a bid down here at 261 or 268. It's trading at 268.86 currently. Let's take a look at Doo Amazon. Doo Amazon is still under that $100 area, but trying to find an accepted price in this $99.50 area. We are seeing some wicks on the 15-minute, which you guys know I love seeing these wickies right here, because if we see the wicks, we know there's sustaining buying power on that area. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to give this a lot more time to play out because, you know, Amazon is a slow mover. It's not as slow as Sony. Sony's 1.6. Amazon moves at about 3.6% in a day, meaning if you had your full account in there, in Amazon, your full account could earn or lose 3.6 in a day. Okay, it's a very slow mover compared to like our friend VLAN. Our friend VLAN is trading at 93.2% per day. Crazy. Alex says he has earned 9.31% on the account today. Alex, I love to hear it. That's nothing but good news. The fact that you took that Tesla was a genius trade and you got out, it looks like, at the perfect timing, Alex. So I am always rooting for you, Alex. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing with us that you are green on the day. And we can all learn from this trade, guys. We can learn from this trade. Why? Because look, guys, I told you yesterday when we had a push up right here that its moving average, its daily average move is 6.3%. That's why I was a little weary about getting in, okay? But when it pulled back and it pushed up even higher, this thing actually moved in one day. It moved 10, almost 11%, and then it opened up 12.16%, meaning in the after hours, this thing moved up another 5%, okay? This thing gapping up without any liquidity like this after making such a bullish run and then hitting this top. Alex took a note and said in pre-market, hey, this looks like it's going to sell off at open. And that's a lot of the times what will happen. People will sell off because one, it's a big move and they're surprised that they made this money. So there'll be a quick sell-off. Two, there's no liquidity here. From here to here, there's no liquidity. Okay, look where it found its bid. It found its bid where it found its liquidity, guys. It's really, really simple. So there's no liquidity in here, meaning there's not a lot of people buying in here. So it can move up easier, it can move down easier. So there's no real accepted price. So this thing gaps up a little bit, hits that top, fails, heads all the way down here, and finds a bid right here at that 206 area. Now, what's it going to do from here? I don't know, and I'm sure Alex will tell you he doesn't know either. But he has seen this trade before. He knew what his risk was. He knew where his reward was, and he made 9.31% on his move today. Congratulations, Alex. We love to see it. So let's go back over our good friend VLAN. VLAN looks like it's pushing. Oh, wrong ticker. I could have swore I seen VLAN pushing back up, which would have been extremely surprising to me. We're hoping that this thing can hold out. It can trade sideways for a little bit and then keep on wayward side. Let's go take a look at Meta. Meta, again, is looking very weak. NVIDIA, looking like it's showing proof of concept here. It's trying to find a bid down here at 221. Almost forming it perfectly. Yes, it is looking very, very good. Absolutely love it. Tesla's looking pretty. Google. So we know Google has been a real poop show lately. Google is not looked nice. It's trading well under this 200-day moving average. But it's nice to see that on this daily, we are getting this nice wick here. This is a nice big daily wick. It got bought up after it hit this $92 area, and it's getting bought up. Now, we need to see Google and Amazon do better if we want the SPY to do better, because the SPY is very heavily weighted in these indices, okay? And it just keeps trading sideways, and that's what we want to see in order to get a nice push above this area, okay? If we want to get above 410, we need to trade above it, and we need to sustain buying power there so we gain a bunch of buyers, a bunch of liquidity to help push this thing even higher, okay? If we don't have a lot of people buying here, that means we don't have a lot of people that are believing that this thing can go higher, okay, guys? So we need to keep an eye on that. The Qs, in my opinion, are looking a lot stronger than the SPY. Why do I say that? Because I drew this downward trend line here, okay? And it looks like it broke out, okay? And it's staying now above it. Now, I think the whole reason why it's staying above it is because Tesla is looking so strong. I think once Tesla's strength starts to calm down, which looks like it is starting to calm down a little, that we might see this break through and get in line with the rest of the markets. But at the same time, Tesla might keep on its bull run. We might see Amazon, we might see Google, we might see Meta all start to shape up here and start heading higher. If that happens, then we're going to see the Qs start heading even higher and probably breaking out, okay? So let's go over a few of these trades that we are in. So we are in TTD. TTD is screaming higher, guys. We are up $68 on this trade as to where it traded up a whole 63.15 is its top right now. So let's just see where we might see some issues. So if we look here, its highest traded price, goodness, I hope we get up to this, guys. Holy guacamole. So its highest volume area is right here in this area of 71, 7. We'll just call it 70. That way we can, just make sure that it's safe. So 70 is psychological. Goodness gracious. If we can get up to that 70, oh goodness. I'll take out half, After 3 to 5 days, I'm going to take out half as it is. But we look like we're trading out of any of these consolidated areas right now, and it looks like we still have room to go higher, guys. But you know how I trade. We're going to be in this thing. We're going to be in this for at least 3 days, 3 to 5 days. And we're going to be holding on to this until it either breaks below the 10-day moving average or if it breaks this 57 psychological area. If Tesla is performing a CNH, then we should see it drop a bit and then run really bullish in Meta puts. So he just took Meta puts, and I couldn't agree more with your Meta puts. It does look very weak. I'm glad you're taking your own trades, though. You're not following anything I'm saying is a buy or sell recommendation. It looks like you know what you're doing, and I appreciate you being here. We love like-minded traders in this community. So Tesla is performing a CNH. So let's go over what a CNH is. I don't think I know that terminology, but let's see. What would CNH? Go ahead, Alex, school us. When you say CNH, what do you mean by CNH? Let's go over, let's take a look at VLAN. VLAN's still doing VLAN things. We have TONO popped up on my Gapper scanner. It was not volatile at all up until today. It looked like it had a high push, and then we have all these wicks at $1.80, and it looks like it's heading down. If it heads back up here, it's probably going to use that area as resistance, so please be careful. We also have SERA gap up scanner. It looks like it pushed up to a high of $2.20, and now it's trading at $1.81. AMV pushed high up over 260 and has sold right back off, looking like complete doo-doo garbage. So let's I think today's gonna be a sideways day in SPY, and I think it'll be really good. Oh, cup and handle. I should have known that, brother. cup and handle. I actually have the cup and handle from William O'Neill right there, right above me, guys. Right here is the cup and handle. It's all written out. I've never called it C and P before, but we can call it that now. Those acronyms make things always a heck of a lot easier. So cup and handle pattern, if it forms a half circle, makes a small bounce or a bearish handle, and then it runs the opposite of the handle. So what time frame are you looking at, Alex? Because if we look at Tesla on these different time frames, so I'm imagining you're probably looking at a 5, maybe a 15 minute on a cup and handle. So if it creates a cup and handle, Alex, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. So if we look at this cup and handle, guys, we have this bullish pennant that we played. We made some money on this, took out half, and it stopped us out for the last half. Then I told you when it breaks out here, I would want to play, but it looked so strong in the morning, I wanted to play the pullback. We played the pullback, but the pullback was too much of a pullback, so we got out for a $12 loss. Now, I'd love to say I'm still in this trade, but I am not. That is trading sometimes. Trading is hard, guys. I'm happy to see that we made this money, but this cup and handle is looking very juicy. I like to personally see cup and handles on the daily or the weekly pattern according to How to Trade William O'Neill's book, okay? How to Make Money in Stocks, okay? In that, he talks about everything on the weekly pattern, okay? And on the weekly pattern, if we look at this, we're not seeing a William O'Neill cup and handle on this, okay? This isn't really the cup and handle that we want to see, but it is a cup. It is forming a bit of a handle, so it could be, guys, it could be arguable on the daily. But what Alex is looking at is the cup and handle on the 5 minute or the 15 minute, okay? If we're looking at on this 5 minute, here's our cup, here's our handle. If this breaks out of this area, this could be extremely bullish sign. This isn't a buy or sell recommendation, guys, but this is a very, very key area that we might want to take a buy-in. Okay, we have this big bullish push and people are taking profits now. Now, if it comes back up here, this thing could get extremely bullish and push higher. So he's looking at the 5 minute. I like to look at the 15 because it's going to consolidate some of that information. It's going to get rid of a lot of that craziness going on, because if you look at the 1 minute, like on the SPY, you have way too much information for me personally. I don't need to see all this information. So what I do is I'll put it on the 15. That's my favorite. And now this information is consolidated and it's showing the range, and it's showing it's in between this 410 and this 411 area. And that's my range. And if it breaks above this downward trend line, then I'm like, hey, look, something's happening here, and I get a little bit more intrigued, okay? So let me wet my whistle, because I've been talking for an awfully long time. I'm only here for 30 more minutes, guys, 30 more minutes. So if you have not hit that like or subscribe button, please do. It helps us out tremendously. We like that algorithm. Alex, you better have hit that. You better have hit that like and subscribe. How long have you been here, brother? How long have you been? Have you hit that? Have you hit that like, Alex? Now that is good coffee. It starts off hot, it gets cold, and either way, I enjoy the hecky durns out of it. So anyway, guys, that was my break. Let's keep on keeping on. If you like what I'm bringing you, you like the stock commentary that I give you, guys, I don't stop. I continuously talk. I give you everything that you need in pre-market to help protect yourself against the low floats, against the medium floats, and to give you an idea of where our earnings continuations play are. Just like this morning in pre-market prep, we talked about TTD. If you look, we got in right here at this 58 breakout area. We are up about $74.55 on this trade right now. It is looking absolutely gorgeous, and if you were with me here this morning, you could have been well prepared in order to take this trade with me. Guys, we are holding out on this trade until it either breaks my stop loss of $57 or until it breaks this 10-day moving average. I would love to see this thing go all the way up to the sky. We want to meet GOD on the top of this rising candlestick. We have Alex that says, I see you using bigger time frames. Yes, I do like to use bigger time frames. Mainly, I like to use time frames to see confluency among many different time frames. So if you're seeing this on the 15 minute and you want to zoom out and look at it on the hourly, now we're seeing a bigger picture. Now we're seeing the pennant, now we're seeing things form, and we're seeing things on the daily too. We're seeing this big pennant form on the daily. We're seeing it still hold that 410. So I like to see confluency among the time frames. So if you're looking at it on a 5-minute, go ahead, look at it on a 15-minute, look at it on an hourly, a 4-hour, look at it on a daily, so that way you can get a broader idea. Because if you're playing on the 5-minute, somebody else is going to be playing on a different time frame. We all play on different time frames. So if you see all the different time frames, then you have a better and more complete understanding of where this trade might go. Let's take a look at Airbnb. Okay. Just like I was telling you guys earlier, guys, I could have gotten Airbnb. We could still simply be in this play because it came back down and it's playing in our buy-in area at this breakout. I could have gotten right here, guys. We could be in this trade, but guys, I play earnings continuations, not earnings pullback continuations, okay? So I'm not in this trade. It might bite me in the butt. This thing could take off higher, but that's why we are going to cover it. This is where we would have got in. This is where our stop loss would be. And the reason why we didn't take Airbnb is simply because we missed it, guys. We missed this trade, and it's okay. We miss a lot of trades, but we don't have the fear of missing out, okay? We don't have the, we don't play anticipation, and we sure as hell we don't chase on this channel. Okay, yesterday I did do a little chasing, okay, not to go back on exactly what I just said, but I called it scratching the itch, okay? Why did I call it scratching the itch? Because it was up here, okay, and I didn't want it to take off without me, so I started buying one simple share in. That one simple share messed up my whole trade because I even said that I expected Tesla to come back and test this psychological area of $200 and then continue higher. But because I was buying in on the way back, I did not get, when I got in full bore, I was already down money and it messed up my trade. So that is the psychological part of trading that you need to know. That's why we're here in pre-market prep. That's why we go over my trades. So if I make a mistake, I can learn from it and I can benefit from it. So that way, next time Tesla does exactly what I say it's going to do, I don't scratch the itch, I stay disciplined, and then I take the trade for what it's worth, okay, guys? And if you like what I'm bringing here for you, you want to be part of this like-minded community, hit that subscribe button, guys. I'm only here for 25 more minutes, okay? 25 more minutes and about a half a cup of coffee. I think we can do this. And that is some delicious coffee, ladies and gentlemen. VLON trading sideways now, just under that VWAP area. This thing has the potential to head higher, but for my personal trade, I'm waiting for the 10, 21, or 30-day moving average to move up. Howie says, I kind of have fear of missing out. Well, Howie, I'm glad you brought that up because I tell you, in the very beginning of anybody's trades, anybody trading, you will have that natural inclination to have the fear of missing out because in the beginning, you are going to miss a ton of trades, but that is okay. If you have fear of missing out at all, do not trade. I learned this the hard way. If you feel like you're missing out, just mark your chart. Simply mark your chart. Okay, if you wanted to get in a trade and you're like, oh crap, I missed this trade, I need to be in this trade, simply do what I do, okay? Simply do what I do. I'm actually telling you to do what I do. I'm not acting like I'm some kind of professional. This is gonna save your ass, okay? Look at this, guys. I missed this trade. So I marked the chart where I wanted to get in and mark the chart where I wanted to get out so I could come back and look. I'm not even gonna have fear of missing out for this dollar. I'm not gonna buy up here because I know that I'm going to be creating bad habits because I have this fear that I missed out on Airbnb, okay? Now this thing could come all the way back down and I could say, whew, I'm so happy I didn't have fear of missing out, or this thing could take off and go to the freaking moon. But here's the thing, I'm proving to myself that I'm gonna stay disciplined. So how we do it, don't you do it. Don't you have that fear of missing out. And if you have that fear of missing out, don't take a trade. Look for another trade. It's as simple as that. There will always be another trade. Every single day we show up, there's always opportunities in the market. You just have to look for them. You just have to find them, and you have to start with your risk. All right, I'm usually 1, 3, 5, or 15 at most. I day trade and usually do it for the best of me. Anything more, and it's hard for me to implement my current ideas on. And I totally understand that, Alex, but you do need to understand, if you are a day trader, you need to be on the daily time frame as well. And the big reason why is I could show you plenty of examples, but we'll just use, let me see if I can find it here quickly. We're looking for that stock that we went over this morning. HHH, where are you? I can't find it. I cannot stinking find it, guys. HSCS. So if we look at HSCS and you were playing HSCS on the 5-15 of the hourly, you wouldn't have been able to see back here the dangers. This is the danger zone back here. Now I called HSCS out on the stream. HSCS gapped up and created a liquidity pile back here, okay? If we go all the way back here on the 15-minute, let's switch it to the hour just to get a better idea. 1 hour, and we go all the way back here, okay? And I marked all these liquidity areas, these pockets of liquidity, because if you look at right here, we have 13 million traded, we got 3 million traded, we got 9 million traded. So all these guys that bought up here, they're stuck here. And why do I know that? Because this is the VWAP area, volume weighted average price. So after marking that on the daily, then I brought it back over here. And when you're trading, say you were trading this, and say you were trading it on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, okay? If you're trading this on the 1 minute or the 5 minute that day, you would have noticed, hey, what's this red line here? Well, I marked it on the daily. This red line was that pocket of liquidity, okay? So on that pocket of liquidity, it's gonna come up here, it's gonna touch, boom, 375, this thing starts to shake around. We could have used $4 as our risk, as a short sale, and this thing has not came back since. It's down to 205 after it smacked that liquidity. So we're talking, 2 weeks ago when I brought this up on stream, or last week when I brought this on stream, pre-market, I made sure everybody that was looking at this stock knew, yes, this might go higher, but it is going to shudder and shy away at this psychological $3.75, $4 area. Okay, so Alex, I love the fact that you look at most of your time frames from 1, 3, 5, and 15, but I do want to go ahead and put you on a time frame of a daily. Always look back. Always look back. Always look for those high volatility pocket levels that might get sold off into. Okay, especially if you're a day trader. Look to your left. Make sure you're keeping safe. Alex says, we have exact same thoughts. I took Airbnb calls in the beginning of the market once it pushed average and returned 15 to 20%. Alex, that's great. That's an awesome push, ABNB, and that's an awesome way to trade, an earnings continuation trade on that. But see, personally, I don't get right at market open. My personal thing I do is I like it to create a range so I know my risk. If I were to get in this right at market open, my risk would have to be all the way down here at the breakout area. That is very, very bad risk reward for myself. So I'm happy you stayed safe in the trade, but this I would not have been able to take right at morning open because it's not showing me anywhere where I could get out, okay? So good, I'm glad, I'm very, very happy you made out on that trade, but I don't think our ideas necessarily line up with calls at the morning open. So congratulations, if that's part of your trade and that's how you trade, congratulations, I hope you made bank, baby. So let's go over a few other things. Oh, let's go look at our friend CRDO. Yeah, CRDO. Guys, if you remember, I wanted in this trade and I didn't take it because I would have been chasing. You guys remember this? I wanted to take this trade because it broke out right here. It's a good thing I missed it, and it's a good thing I didn't chase because look at this. This thing took a huge duty poopy right here all the way down, and it lost 45% of its gains, guys. 45% of its gains. That is just absolutely mind-blowing. So we have a 10% IREN is up 10% right here. Not something that's. Oh, actually, this is an IPO. This might be a decent IPO to keep an eye on. We're gonna keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on REN. IREN. Something we'll go over in the future. PGY. This is that Israel stock that just said something about AI. And simply put, I didn't find any proof of concept in this. It just seemed like that they were using AI as a fluff to gain a little bit more money in the pre-market. They pushed up on illiquidity and have been selling off ever since. It at least came up to test that VWAP, and now it's still pushing lower. Can this thing trade higher? It could, but it's not looking pretty. So let's go take a look at VLON because that is our hottest small capper. and it is still trading in the 85-cent area. Be careful, this thing will rip your face off. Rip your face off. Apparently, CRDO lost their biggest customer recently and looked, and just took a huge dump. Yeah, that's what I was saying in pre-market. It's not like they had earnings or anything like that, or if they did come out with like they came out with like, hey, this is, they had to address what happened. But yeah, they had a big buyer. They had a big buyer that was in there that pulled out on them, and this thing just tanked. And guys, I was actually going to be in this. Now, it would have been a crazy amount, but either way, that would have hurt your account, even in small share size. That kind of move lower would have really smacked you around. And that's what puts a bad taste in investors' mouth. And that's why a lot of people just go to these ETFs like the SPY or SMH or VIT or VOO, because these stocks here, if one stock in this just completely tanks, it's okay, because you have 400 other stocks to help hold it up while these guys manage those stocks for you. Okay, so an ETF is a great basket. This is just something that I started a while back. I started this for the YouTube channel. Once in a while, I'll buy into this VOO when we see like a nice price drop. So the last time I bought was when the SPY hit 400. When it came back, I pulled back on that 400. Boom, I bought another share in. A couple days ago when we had a pullback, I bought another share in, guys. And you'll see me continually buy shares in on this, so I can dollar cost average into it. Now, this here is a long-term investment. I plan on buying into this over 10 years. This would be a day trade. This is something I would be in and out in one day. Now, some people can't keep all their trades in different mixes. This is simple. VOO, I'm not selling this stock. So when I buy when we have divots, and I wait for it to go higher to check on it. That's it. I don't look at the money that I've lost in it. I only pop in there once in a while to add to it because I'm holding for life on VOO. Now, VLAN, I would be watching this like a hawk. I would keep my eye on this every single second to see what was going on because it is a low float, high flyer. SERA looks like it finally found a bid down here at that $1.75 area, and it looks like it's heading towards VWAP. We're going to see if this thing can actually shape up. UIHC just popped up on the gap up scanner. This thing looks absolutely nutso. It looks like we had a big sell-off day from here to here, and it just got bought right back up. And it looks like UIHC is trying to head higher. We're going to go ahead and keep an eye on this stock for future reference, because this thing might actually catch the 10, 21, or 30-day moving average. Guys, we got 15 minutes left in the day. We still have 14 of you in here watching, and some of you have been here since pre-market prep. Cheers to you. I appreciate you being here. If I'm bringing you any value to your content, please hit that subscribe button. I'm here every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 till 12, except for today. I'm leaving because I have some schooling at 11, but trust me, the best part of this day is at about 7:30, 8 o'clock when I start. What we do is get you ready for the pre-market prep so we can take trades, so we can look good, baby, so we can make money. So let's go ahead and take a look at our trades that we are in right now. We are still in TTD. We took this trade. You can see the green mark where we did take this trade. We had proof of concept in this. It looked like a great business that was making money. We're up about $65 on this. We are going to be in this stock for about 3 to 5 days before we take half, or it's going to stop us out for a small loss at 57.09, 57 psychological area. So we will keep an eye on that to see what happens. It's getting very, very tight on the 5 minute. We're going to see where it breaks. It looks like a bullish pennant, but we will see. You never know. Let's check out Roblox. So Roblox is back down here. We're only up 20 cents on this trade. It doesn't look like this is going to do much for us. It's just trading sideways. It's just trading over VWAP, and it's not looking the best. So hopefully we are able to stay in this trade for a total of, oh, that's cool. I get price alerts on Thinkorswim on my watch now, so that's even cooler. So I don't know why it's just now telling me about TTD because I didn't put another price alert on this thing, but it is looking absolutely juicy on the 1 hour on TTD. Is it not? Is it not? Roblox is looking absolutely just sideways, guys. There's nothing going on. So this trade, I'm hoping to hold on to it for at least a day to give it some time, see what happens. If other people want to come in here and start buying it up, then, so be it. But this is just small share size. It's nothing big. We just want to be in here for about a day. Go back to IREN. So IREN is getting wiki right off that VWAP, baby. You know you like it. Up 20% on Meta. So I think you took a put on Meta. So let's go ahead and go back to Meta. We can actually go over all the indices if we want. Meta did drop. We talked about it this morning and at morning open that Meta was looking very weak here, guys. Very weak. It couldn't even make it back up to that 185 to test. It won't push. It's just chopping around here and it's heading lower. Now we have a base at 173.75. If it breaks this, we have a huge liquidity gap here, guys. This is just a huge move. This thing could fall all the way back down here, guys, if it wants to, okay? And I'll be very honest with you, Alex. When I read that you're up 20% on your Meta puts and that you're still in that, it gave me a little fear of missing out right there. It did. Now, this isn't part of my trade at all. My trade would be if it hit 185, that's where I would short. I wouldn't take it where I thought it was weak. I would need to see proof of concept that it bounced off of a price area and people are continually selling into it. Now, it looks like you took a good trade, Alex. It looks like you are printing money on it, and I love it. Granny Ranny, bye. Love you guys. Hey, we love you too. We love the support, Granny Ranny. We love you being here. She is my guardian angel, and she's the one that has always kept me keeping on. So keep on keeping on. Praise the Lord. Thank you so much for being here, Grandma. We love you. You have a great day, a blessed day, if you will. So, guys, just back to this. We're going to go ahead and check out all the indices. SPY, chopping, trading sideways, just as we wanted it to. We'll look at the 15 to get a few more bars in here. This thing is just chop city. Chop, chop, chop. This is like a hibachi grill. Things are getting chopped up. Things are getting flown all over. Food's going in your mouth. Food's going in your lap. Asking if Grandma wants another one. She doesn't, but it's A-okay. So we are going to keep on keeping on. We're looking at the Russell. The Russell is still looking pretty strong. Still below yesterday's closing price, but still trying to push up to it. Netflix looked like it's still trading on that 21-day moving average, looking like a bullish pennant, and we still need some more time for it to shape up. Daniel comes across the screen saying MYPS. Let's take a look at MYPS. So if we zoom out on the daily on MYPS, Play Studios looks like it IPO'd pretty recently, 6/21/21, so it's less than a year old. It looks like it's formed a base low of 327, and if we look here on the 15-minute, I don't see any pattern shading up or any consolidation that we really want to take a look at, but we will say this, okay? These IPOs can be extremely powerful movers. If you keep an eye on these IPOs, oh, I'm looking on the weekly too, guys. We need to move this to the daily or I'm going to get all discombobbled. So what we want to see, it's trading above its 200-day moving average and it's trying to hold. That would be my first stay. If this thing can hold its 200-day moving average and start heading higher and showing some proof of concept and then getting really tight on some of these days, this could be an earnings mover, okay? So this is something that we might want to keep an eye on if it starts showing more proof of concept above that 200-day moving average. So I like the stock, I like MYPS, but I don't like it right now. It's going to need some time. As soon as I seen it, started chopping, I just took profits and left no reason to trade something I don't understand. Alex, absolutely. If you don't understand it, stay out of it. Absolutely. I like that. That's very good. That's something that we try to preach here at LoFiTrader. Microsoft, a big breakdown here, guys. I was expecting Microsoft to have a nice pullback. I thought it was going to be a little bit more gradual, but we're seeing sustaining selling pressure here. Hopefully, and I say that respectfully, it can hold this moving average of 10 days and we can keep on carrying on wayward son. So now we are going to move on to Amazon. Amazon, it's still being a poopy, trading under that 100-day moving average. Guys, we absolutely don't like to see that unless you're a bear. It's okay if you're a bear. We love the bears too, but you got to understand, everybody has money in their 401ks. Everybody has money in their Roth IRAs. And as long as Amazon's doing good, then you know you'll be doing good, okay? Because it's just highly weighted. So we want to see all of these type of stocks moving higher. All right, brother, I'm getting a ride to work today, so I got to head out. Keep up the good work. how we do it. We love you. We appreciate the support. You have a good one, brother. I'm leaving here in about 8 minutes anyway, so thank you for the love and support. You have a great day. And if anybody has not hit that subscribe button, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I absolutely love doing this. I have a passion for this. And if you want to be a part of this, if you want to be a part of this stock commentary, live trading, I bring you trades like TTD every single day. We're up 73 bucks on this trade. It's easy money, guys, as long as you know what you're doing. I can teach you the risk. I can teach you the reward. I cannot press those buttons for you. You have to take your own trades, and I promise you, you will be happy doing it if you know your risk. Take small share size while you're learning, guys, and we can make money, okay? So TTD's looking great. Let's take a look at Roblox. Still above our buy-in area. I like the range buy-in area that we bought, but it's not looking pretty. Airbnb still trading higher. Looks like it did bounce off that buy-in area, bouncing off that VWAP. Sure, I could have got in, but the thing is, I'm buying continuations plays, not pullbacks. So I missed my trade, but we will continue to go over this, guys. We only got 6 minutes left, and I'm Audi 5000. Audi 5000. If you were here yesterday, I had to look up what an Audi 5000 was. It's just a boxy car. It's nothing that cool. But if you know that saying, that's something we said. I'm in my 30s, guys, so if I see some weird sayings like happier than a black cat in a coal mine, well, it's because I've worked with a lot older guys. So I think we are going to see Microsoft test 266.22 area, Alex says. So let's take a look at Microsoft, MSofty, and we'll see why Alex thinks that. So he thinks it's going to test the 266 area. So if we look at the 266 area, okay, here's our 266 area. If we go back here, all the way back here, look at this, guys. 266 has bounced so many times off this area, okay? It's bounced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So why does Alex think that? Well, it's very, very simple, guys. And Alex, I'm glad you brought that up because it's also confluent against my 10-day moving average. So now we're seeing more confluency across the board, guys. And this is why we want to grow the community, because when you guys bring up things like this, it helps build my confidence in these tickers, okay? So he's saying this 266 area, okay? So here's this 266 area. Not only has it bounced so many times, but we have broke through that psychological and that heavy 266 area, and now we're coming back to test it, okay? And look, guys, we're testing it right now as we speak. Look at this. It almost touched that line. It almost touched that stinking 266 line, and it's starting to find a bid. Is it going to come lower and maybe touch it a little better? Yeah, look, this is where it took off. I could see that happening too, okay? So Alex, because you look on smaller time frames, you were probably talking because this was its breakout area 2 or 3 days ago. I'm looking at it because of on the daily. We had so many interesting price spikes up into it and sell-offs, okay? So that being said, I think, and I have to agree with you, I think this is a great area to look at for a long. This is not a buy or sell recommendation. This is only my opinion, and you are only responsible for your trades. I am not. But I do see confluency across the board, Alex, and I'm glad that you brought that up. Thank you very much for that. Guys, we only got a few minutes left of the day. Let me take a little sip. And I'm going to have to leave you with 13 still watching. Goodness gracious. You guys, everybody's just kicking butt, taking names. I hope some of you get here a little sooner tomorrow morning. I'll be here around 7:30, 8 o'clock to give us a nice start, a nice pre-prep onto the morning. But before I take off, I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for joining me. We took trades in front of you today. We learned in pre-market prep. We had Roblox, we had TTD, we had PGY, we had IREN, we had VLAN, and we had ABNB. We took 3 of the 5 trades for you guys, and I hope somebody learned a little something today. I know I learned a little something about myself on Tesla, and we are hoping to see a nice cup and handle form on Tesla. Thank you, Alex, for pointing that out. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me. We only got a few more minutes, so if you have a ticker you want me to take a look at, go ahead, throw it up in the chat board, and I'll be happy to do it. If you have not hit that subscribe yet, what the heck are you waiting for? It's almost euphoric if you press it. If you press it, it's almost a drug. It is not a drug. We don't do drugs here at LoFiTrader, but it is like a drug. It is the most healthy drug that you could take, and that is the dose of subscribe. Everybody likes it. Everybody's doing it, except for me. If I hit subscribe, I would unsubscribe. So, go ahead. Go ahead. Lay down the law. Give it a little tap. Caress it. Swipe your thumb across it. All right, guys, let's take a look at GNS. GNS still trading lower. We're hoping this thing can hold out on that 21-day moving average. That way we can see a bigger move higher. RBLX still trading at that buy-in area, and TTD still holding that high pennant, looking beautiful. We're up a nice, pretty penny of $68 towards the end of my trading day, and hopefully when I come back today it'll be even higher. You guys can watch it without me. I have to go do some studying. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I am going to sign out now. You can stay as long as you want. I will end up ending the stream here a few minutes after I leave. So if you're just joining us, guys, I'm taking off. I got school I gotta go take care of for about an hour, and then I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thank you guys so much for being here. I absolutely love all the support that I'm getting. Bye.
I never wanted it again. I never wanted it again.